it's Maya. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on our video today. As you can see by the title, this reading is all about your glow up and what is changing because of this glow up. So I have a breakdown, which I'll actually explain it once we get into the groups, but I just want to show you that this is what we're talking about. We're going to be looking at your energy. We're going to be looking at what is changing and how is your life changing because of this glow up. So because of this, energetic shift, what's going on with you for the better. So yeah, I'll go through this once we get into the groups, but there's a lot to talk about, all about your glow up and what is changing coming into your life from whenever you find this. It is a timeless reading, so whenever you're stumbling upon this, if you feel like you are on the verge of a new beginning, you're on the verge of some kind of a timeline shift, and you know that there is a shift and a change, especially like a glow up type change coming into your life, or you're ready for it, then this is your group. I feel like my intention is it's timeless, so I'm just putting it out there, and I'm hoping it just finds you whenever you are aligned to this timeline shift in your life. So that's pretty much what we are talking about today. I have 4 groups for you guys to choose from. Each group has a different tarot deck, a different crystal, and a different card that came out as I shuffled. And I'm going to state the astrological placements for each card, so that way there are multiple ways for you to be drawn to your groups. And keep in mind, you can watch as many as you would like. Maybe there are multiple glow-ups coming in for your life. But yes, let me go ahead and show you all of these options up close one by one. Group 1, this is the Muse Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this fluorite chunk. And your card is Strength, which is Leo. Group 2, this is a black glow-in-the-dark Rider-Waite Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this clear quartz point. And your card is the King of Pentacles. This is associated with Aries and Taurus energy. Group 3, this is the Modern Witch Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this white jade. And your card is the Magician. This is associated with Mercury. Group 4, this is the Zenned Journey Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this purple seer stone. And your card is the High Priestess. This is associated with the moon. Okay, you guys, here are all of your options laid out for you side by side. I love that 3 out of 4 of the cards are major arcana. I feel like that is so fitting because we're talking about your glow up. So I love it. I feel like we're already off to a great start. Feel free to take all the time you need to pick a group and watch as many as you like, as I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to get started with group number 1. Hey guys, if you chose this Strength card with this fluoride chunk and the Muse Tarot with the astrological association of Leo, this is your group. Hello, group number 1. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for all of your support. Okay, thank you for all of your support here on YouTube, whether it's your first time here or if you have watched my readings before. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today. So let me go ahead and show you this breakdown. There is quite a lot to discuss, and I'm really diving in deep, you guys. So first, we're going to start off with what part of your old self is currently being stripped away to make room for this update. So this is very straightforward, and I want to see quite literally what is being removed so you can have this glow up. Where is your new confidence coming from? Is it, for example, past healing, a new talent you're discovering, some kind of a spiritual connection you're evolving into? We're going to see how is your internal shift / change going to reflect in your external world. So, is this going to change your style and your aesthetic? Are you going to be carrying yourself differently in the public? Are you going to be doing something different to your home? Is this a new job, etc.? So we'll have to see, what is shifting externally. Then for number 4, we're going to see what are you no longer willing to tolerate now that your frequency / energy has shifted. Number 5, what is a strength that you've always had that you are finally ready to use in this new timeline? Number 6, what is a specific door that was previously locked, but it's now wide open because of your new vibration? Number 7, what is one small physical change you should make to your daily routine to anchor this glow in the 3D? And lastly, we'll see what is the first tangible gift or opportunity this new version of yourself is going to attract. And at the end, I do have an oracle deck that I'll just get some cards for advice, but that is pretty much what we are talking about. Like I said, it's in depth, you guys. Like, I am going to dissect this energy and we're going to see what is really going on here. And also, you know, as we get into it, I'm not necessarily doing an energy check. I guess I kind of am. Normally I would do like a super like in-depth energy check. Today I'm just going to use my dice, but if we get into it and it just doesn't really sound like you, then definitely check out a different group because, you know, yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. With the dice here, first I want to see what is the like theme of this glow up. You know, is this an internal glow up, an external glow up? Is this related to money, status, love? Is this related to emotional satisfaction? Like, what is the area of your life that this glow up is coming in? Or is it like an all of the above? So let's see. For group 1, what area of their life is this glow up happening in? For group for group 1 that chose strength, what area of their life is this glow up happening in? Ooh, the sun. Oh, I love it. And the sun is Leo. So we have the sun, we have the 4th house, and we have Capricorn. So for some of you, you could be a Capricorn sun. You could have Capricorn in your 4th house. Even more specifically, Saturn rules Capricorn. So you could have Saturn in your 4th house. You could have your sun in your 4th house. Yeah. Is that, I'm trying to see if there's, I guess Leo, you could have Leo in your 4th house. You could be a Leo sun, which is maybe why you were drawn to the Leo card. But this glow up, it's definitely restructuring your private life. So with the 4th house here, and especially with Capricorn, this is restructuring from the inside out. So I love to see that the sun is here as well, because the sun is external. It is the light, it is what's visible, it's on the outside, but we have to start from the inside out first. I think that spirit is, in this glow up, you are being asked to become a very authentic version of yourself. So it feels like up until now, maybe you were not an authentic version of yourself and you were not, you know, like your higher self is over here, but maybe you were kind of hanging out, getting lost over here. So it feels like there is a very deep, like internal purge that is happening, but it is also shaping your external reality. And I think spirit, it's like spirit's not allowing you to just have like an external shift. 444 on the time, and 4th house. You know, 4th house is literally like the basement of your chart. It's like the deepest, darkest, most personal spot of your entire being. So the fact that this restructuring is happening from the inside out, it's like you can't just stick a band-aid on it. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, I think a lot of times we just want to look a certain way on the outside and have our life together on the outside, but spirit is saying, nope, we are literally like putting our fist in there and yanking something out, and like literally, I know that sounds kind of intense, but that's what it's coming through. It feels like such a deep internal energetic purge that like it really feels like something is being ripped out of you. But it's for the better because we have Capricorn here. So Capricorn, like I said, is ruled by Saturn. Some of you could be going through your Saturn return. Right now Saturn is in Aries, so if you were born from 1999 to 2000, oh no, whoa, that was so wrong, but I don't know why 1999 and 2000 came out like that. That could be specific years for somebody. What I meant to say is 96 to 99. If you were born during those time frames, you would have Saturn in Aries. I guess 2000, since that came out like that in 99, you would have Saturn in Taurus. That could be significant for some of you. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is with Capricorn here and Saturn, it's all about discipline, it's all about structure, and it's all about building a solid foundation. So spirit is literally like, this glow up, they're saying to you, like, you have to build that internal structure first in order for your external reality to also progress. But I love that the sun is here because it's showing me that you are incredibly visible. Like, as this transition is happening, you are coming out of your shell, you're feeling more confident, you're putting yourself out there more, and I think just the way you view your life is changing, because I'm seeing someone come out of the darkness of like the cave or like the basement analogy. Like somebody was like in the darkness of this basement, but you're finally coming out to the light, you know? So that's also really nice. So this feels like it starts with a deep internal glow up that leads to the external shift in your energy. So I like that. I think that's very straightforward. So let's get into your cards. Now, I am feeling drawn to doing something very differently today. I normally don't read cards the way I'm about to do it, but I wanted to just shuffle the deck and like cut it up and then like kind of stack them, right? How people do, and then just pull from the top and pull 8 cards to answer all 8 questions. And normally I don't do that because normally I just shuffle until cards come out, but I was doing this the other day for my own personal spread. I don't always pull cards for myself, but I did it like that the other day and I really liked it. So like it felt really aligned. I don't know how else to describe it. So I felt to do that for our readings today. So I'm just gonna shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. All right, for group 1, we're gonna talk about their glow up. You can't be fake anymore, group 1. I think that's what I was trying to say earlier about like you are being asked to become your most authentic self. It's like you can't fake something anymore. Not like you were faking it, but for some reason you can't fake this transition or this glow up. It's like you have to earn it and you have to build it yourself from the inside out. Okay. Let's see if this works out. Maybe not. Maybe it does. I don't know. Okay, first question. Let's see. What part of your old self is currently being stripped away to make room for this update? We have the Knight of Voices in the reverse. This is the Knight of Swords. Okay. Oh, okay. And I just totally tossed it on the ground. Okay. And I picked up hair. Okay, there we go. That's better. I'm actually going to pull all of them and then we will talk about it. So question 2, where is your new confidence coming from? We have the 3 of materials in the reverse. Let's see. Third question, how is your internal shift / change going to reflect in your external world? Okay. Should I take them upright? Okay. I'll keep in mind that I saw them in the reverse, but it makes sense. Like that's the energy you're coming out of. Okay. Number 4, what are you no longer willing to tolerate now that your frequency / energy has shifted? Oh, I love it. Yes. Okay. This is making sense, you guys. Okay. Number 5, what is a strength you've always had that you are finally ready to use? 9 of Wands. Okay. Number 6, what is a specific door that was previously locked, but it's now wide open because of your new vibration? The Emperor. Oh my goodness. Emperor is number 4 as well. So 4s seem to be very significant for group 1's energy here. Okay, what is one small physical change you should make in your daily routine to anchor this glow in the 3D? Queen of Voices, Queen of Swords. And then what is the first tangible gift or opportunity this new version of yourself is going to attract? Oh my God. 10 of Emotions. You literally have the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. So let's talk about this in order. And I know that part of the cards are not, you're not able to see them. Hold on, my group 1 is always my experimental group because I'm always trying to figure out what to do. Okay, let's just move these up so that way we can try to fit everything in. Okay, it's fine. I'm just going to leave it. And then let's look at bottom of the deck. We have the 7 of Inspirations. That's what it looks like. I'm just going to keep it off to the side though. Okay. Okay, first things first. What part of your old self is currently being stripped away? We have the Knight of Voices. And the fact that it came out in the reverse, it's like it's finally time for you to take action towards the things that you've been silent about, or towards the things that you have not been able to bring out of your head. Like that's how it's coming through, especially with this horse having wings. It feels like your old self probably doubted themselves, you know, restricted themselves from opportunities or restricted from taking the chance on something. And it feels like you just can't do that anymore because you're realizing something about your lack of initiation or your lack of forward movement in that sense. It's what's actually holding you back. Even like your lack of speaking up, because voices is all about our speech, but also our way of communicating. And it's like that was being blocked for you. You weren't able to speak up for what you wanted, and you weren't able to like maybe even stand up for what you wanted or even be visible in that sense. Like you always kind of hid in the shadows, or maybe you always doubted yourself or doubted your opinions, doubted what you had to contribute to something. Now, if it wasn't you, there could be people around you that that were forcing you to doubt yourself, or there were people around you that were belittling you. Because that kind of makes sense with the Queen of Swords that we see, that I'll talk about in a little bit. But it's like, this doesn't have to be self-imposed. It could literally be somebody was shutting you down. Somebody was causing you to like be quiet and like, you know, not allowing you to express yourself in some way, but you are breaking out of that. And I think that's like the first step here for your glow up, is realizing you have a voice, you have something to say, or you have something to do. There's things you want to do in this lifetime, and you're realizing I can't let other people, you know, control me and hold me back. But at the same time, if I don't step out of this cave of the darkness and go pursue what I want to pursue, then it's like I'm never getting anywhere. I think you're realizing that any lack of momentum is somehow self-inflicted to some extent. You know, I'm not saying all lack of momentum is. Obviously, there's things that are out of our control that, you know, somebody else might have control over it. But I think that something here, you're realizing that you do have control. You know, it's like, yeah, it's like somebody else was having control over you, or you were not confident enough to speak up for yourself. And I feel like that part of you is being stripped away to make room for the update, because it's like you can't become this new version of yourself if you're still in this. This feels like a shadow energy. This feels like I said, that darkness when we also talk about the sun. And I think that confidence, there is something here about confidence, because you need confidence to speak up. And that's kind of where that Leo energy is coming through. And even the strength card that you chose, you know, you need confidence to do anything. And I think that's part of what you are learning, is that you don't want to be in the shadows. You don't want to hold yourself back anymore. And that is what is being shifted. I think it's shifting mentally, because this is, again, swords. So this like motivation, this drive, this like wake up call, it's all happening in your mind, which makes sense, because our mind is kind of like the most private part of us, right? Like we don't always share our thoughts and our what we're thinking with people, but it's like there's some kind of an epiphany that definitely happened within your mind or your thoughts, or like something you said, something somebody else said, or something just like clicked for you mentally, and you're realizing, yeah, like I don't want to live like this anymore. Like I'm so much more than this. Where is your new confidence coming from? It's coming from teamwork, or it's coming from people that you can trust around you. I love this Three of Pentacles, this Three of Materials here. And this is Capricorn energy, but also it feels very cozy with the three heads that we see. Three people intertwined in a very loving and gentle, in a very gentle way. And your new confidence is coming from people that actually believe in you. And that's what was making me think maybe you have been surrounded by people that were putting you down or did not believe in you to some extent, because when other people are validating something, like say you say something, you have this plan, maybe in the past, like say an old boss or an old coworker or like an old partner, something, right? Would have forced you to be like, no, that's dumb, or like, no, like I'm not listening to you, or like, no, like, you know what I mean? Like they're just shutting down your plans and your ideas, but you're finding somebody else or a new set of people that are actually saying, oh, that's such a good idea, like let's do it. And I think that validation from that external community in some way, it's giving you the confidence to be like, oh yeah, like that is a good plan, you know, instead of somebody shutting it down and you thinking, yeah, that wasn't a good plan at all, you know, like that was silly of me to even think that would work or something. But it's like your new confidence is really stemming from the fact that there's some kind of a comfort not a comfort zone, how do you say it, like like the people around you, they're safe. Something about them is safe and it's comfortable, and you can actually trust them and rely on them. So I think there is some shifting of like the people you hang out with, or the people you spend time with, or even the people you work with, something like that. um, because you're realizing that where you were pouring your energy, those were not your people, that was not your community. But in this newfound community or in this newfound group, they're gassing you up, like they're making you feel really good. And you're just like, wow, like maybe I can do this. Maybe I am good enough. And I think that's really what sparks your confidence, is people reassuring you. And teamwork is very important with the Three of Pentacles, but also this sense of community, because this is making me think of the third house, which is all about like your local community, local environment. Um, it could even be siblings, but yeah, maybe there's some kind of a physical change, because we're talking about the house so much with that fourth house and your home. Maybe for some of you, you're moving to a different environment and like there's like-minded people here, you know, because it feels like you were never the problem, group one. I think you were just surrounded by energy that was just not aligned with you. So then they were trying to like dim your light, or they didn't understand your light, but you're finding a new sense of community where these people get it because they're the exact same way. And that is where this newfound glow up and confidence is getting that boost it needs to like sustain itself, if that makes sense. So this, how is your internal shifts change going to reflect your external reality? This is literally like you building the life that you have always wanted for yourself. And it all starts with this confidence, because you see this, we're in like it's like a forward moving energy. We have Three of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. So it's like, because you found some kind of a place to land, in a sense, some place where you're confident enough to like plant seeds, or maybe it's that spiritual connection with people, or that emotional growth with people here. It's literally like helping you build the life that you are dreaming of, or that you've always dreamt of. The Eight of Pentacles is all about your craft and hard work, but it's also all about your stability and what you have built for yourself in the tangible way. So this definitely feels like money, like material success. This feels like some kind of an entrepreneurship, or or working up within a job, or some kind of a business situation that you might be starting. But this is totally just about career and finances, and also like building something stable, which again goes back to that house. So you could physically be moving because of this, or maybe you move and then the glow up kind of hits you because of the move. But you're really like restructuring your entire life in a sense. And we said that earlier, like it's going through, its spirit is channeling this change from like the depths of your soul outward. So it makes sense that as you feel better about where things are and what you're doing, you're building a better external reality for yourself. I'm even seeing like a home, not like a home renovation, maybe for some of you, but I'm seeing like a leveling up in your home. So say if you were like living with roommates, then maybe you're stable enough at some point here with the financial situation that you're able to move out and have your own home. But I think that you're definitely like, your foundation is changing and people are able to sense it. People that knew you before this to now, they're like, wow, like you're successful, you're independent, you're self-sufficient, you're hardworking. And, like these things are just kind of falling into your lap. And I think people are able to tell just immediately that your energy has shifted. But there's a lot of hard work that you are doing in order to get this. Yeah, very solid structure. And it's interesting because then that goes into number 4. What are you no longer willing to tolerate now that your frequency energy has shifted? And you literally have the Ten of Pentacles. You're no longer tolerating somebody who doesn't believe in you. Like you're no longer tolerating disrespect. But also when it comes to who you are as a person, because with this, it really feels like some kind of a self-evolution as well. And I think that like the material blessings, the career or the job or the home or the lifestyle that you're building, the success, like all of this is a bonus. But a lot of this feels like you're like, okay, how do I say this? With the Ten of Materials, it's like you're not going to allow people to come in and ruin what you did. You're not going to allow people to talk back to you. You're not going to allow people to tear you down the way that maybe you once tolerated it, or yeah, like belittling you, disrespecting you. And especially because you were able to build something for yourself, you're like don't talk to me, right? Like don't you know what I mean? It's like I think you have so much to show forth and so much that you have proven to like the haters or to the people around you, that it's just like white noise. It's just like silly at this point if they're going to come at you and say certain things when it's like you've literally turned your entire life around. But with that 10 of materials, yeah. Also, it's like you're only allowing people to come in that also have a level of structure and foundation within their lives. I think that's just natural, right? Like when we are kind of evolving and we have this solid foundation that we built, we're not going to let like people that are not on that same foundation level, we're not going to let them come in and just like tear our house down. You know, it makes no sense. Or we're not just going to allow people to come in. It just feels like this energetic shift. You're kind of up here, you know, and I think like anyone that happens to be down here, people from the past, people from the present, current energy, it's like you're just not tolerating anyone or anything that's not on the same level of this 10 of pentacles that you are building for yourself. And even like the lifelong vision, I think you know what you want really well. You know the life that you want. Maybe you know like the family dynamic that you want one day, or you just know what you want, you know? And I think since you're already building it for yourself, you're like, well, either you can match me or you can get out of the way because I'm already doing it for myself. You know, it's feeling like you're not doing charity work. You're not doing work for people that are like taking and taking and taking and not contributing anything, or that are trying to like break down what you have built. Does that make sense? And especially also in like a relationship dynamic, I don't know if you're single or not, but if you are pursuing a partner, I think that the partner has to match you with everything that you have built emotionally, physically, spiritually, because you're just not that low vibration person anymore once you go through the glow up, you know? So anything that's like down here, I just think it's just like, you know, it just like doesn't even phase you anymore. I think you're just becoming so solid within yourself. With the 9 of inspiration here, what is the strength you've always had? First of all, literally your strength and your determination and your hard work. I think you've always had this, but again, it was suppressed for some reason, or you didn't channel it to the extent that it could have been channeled. I also think confidence is coming through very strongly because this is Sagittarius energy and this is Moon in Sagittarius. And again, I feel like you've always had this inner fire, this inner confidence. You've always had the hard work, the determination. You always knew the type of life that you wanted to live. And I think like I said, you're not letting anyone get in the way, but you're also like, you're not waiting for opportunities to come to you. I think you're creating your own opportunities. You're creating the life you want to live. Maybe at one point in time, you were a bit more passive and you would maybe sit around and maybe like wish and pray and try to mentally manifest some type of change or shift in your life. And I think now you realize like the power to actually build this life has always been within you. I also think I love this like orange dress this person is wearing, and it's like form fitted, so it looks like fancy and it looks just like beautiful, right? And I think that a part of you've always had this unique beauty. You've always had this just like aura to you. For some of you, if you have Sagittarius in your first house, which would make you a Sag rising, you just have this like effortless aura and beauty to you. And I think you've never like tapped into it, and maybe you would like even dim it, like dim your own light, hide away from your natural beauty. And you didn't want to be noticed for certain qualities that you naturally possess, especially like when it comes to your beauty physically, but also like intellectually as well. And I think you're just standing in your power and in all its glory. You're just not hiding from your true potential anymore. And I think hold on, is my cat? Oh no, she's not. And I think for some of you, it's like somebody was really dimming your light, you know, and maybe this was a partnership, you know, maybe it was like an abusive partner who was dimming your light. Maybe it was a boss, coworkers, family members, a parent, but it's just like, you're just standing in your power and you're like, no. With the 10 of materials here, and even this 8 of materials, and even this 10 of cups here, it feels like for some of you, you're literally breaking generational trauma or generational curses that were like, you know, literally passed down through your ancestors. And I think you're realizing, like, no, like, I am not doing this. Like, this ends with me, quite literally. And I am not like moving forward, and I'm not bringing this to my kids. I'm not bringing this into my future. Like, these generational traumas end right now. So I think for a lot of you, you're like taking that stance, which is like a huge thing to do and huge cycles to break in this lifetime. But Spirit is saying you've always been strong enough to do it. You've always been strong enough to be the one that breaks out of something. You know, it's like you've always had it, but you were made to believe that you didn't have it. You were made to dim your light because people couldn't handle your light. And I think you're finally stepping into your light, and I love it. But yes, I think like you're really embracing your physical beauty for sure, but you're also really embracing all of those internal qualities I mentioned too. And I love that it goes into the Emperor, which is also the number 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is 6. Oh, what is a specific door that was previously locked, but it's now wide open? Hold up, I just want to adjust this a little bit. The Emperor also, this is Aries energy, but the Emperor also talks about structure and stability and hard work. So I think again, I'm sounding like a broken record. Oh, 28, 28 on the time as I said that. Some of you could be 28 right now, or like 28 years old, or maybe 28 is a specific date of a month. But also 1928 is coming through. I don't know if there's something from like a grandparent or something from 1928, but the door that was locked up until now as the Emperor is literally your own stability and your own foundation that you are building. And I think for some reason you just thought something was out of your hands. Like I can't like put a finger on it, but it's like something was out of your hands, or you were made to believe it was. And I think because of that, your energy was always very passive or very just, you know what I mean? But I think now, as you're taking your power back and you're claiming yourself, you're claiming your own identity, your own foundation, you're literally unlocking the door to your ultimate success in this lifetime. But it has everything to do with your foundation, with that 4th house. I also think for a lot of you, you could be going through like a divorce or a breakup or something where you're walking away from a partnership. Because with the Emperor here, it's really feeling like for some of you, there's like you're single and you're thriving right now, or you will be like single and independent, but it's like the best you've ever felt. Even if you were in that relationship, there's something like that coming through. But yeah, I think the fact that you see your potential and you're actually going after your potential instead of just being a passive bystander, I think it's just unlocking this whole new life for you, this whole new elevation in your foundation that you never even thought was possible for yourself. This is like new home, new money, new stability, a new job. It's so many new things. And I think you were like at that door, you were so close to like getting that door open in the past, but maybe you fell back into previous patterns or previous limiting beliefs. But now it feels like you totally shattered that door. There is no door. And it is like just wide open for you to go and claim this new life for yourself. Okay, so one small physical change you should make to your daily routine. Literally start by cutting people out and setting healthy boundaries for yourself and taking your power back, because we're already sensing there's people energetically, mentally, verbally that are just low vibration and that they're just not meant for you. They're not meant to be in this glow up, you know? And one thing you can do today is literally like block people, cut contact with people. You know, you don't even have to give an explanation, but there's something very serious about setting boundaries right now to get started on this situation. But also, yeah, boundaries, speaking your truth, standing up for yourself, and being strict and being disciplined, not just with others, but also with yourself. If you know there's a specific life that you want to live and it takes specific actions to get there, you have to be disciplined enough to do it instead of just thinking about it and dreaming about it. And that's the first thing that you can start doing today. that will make a world of a difference and help you get started on this glow up for yourself. Also, there could be something about your physical appearance that you could do that helps you get into this baddie energy for yourself. So with this bob haircut, I'm literally thinking of like a very fierce, you know, a bold haircut, a bold like bold makeup, or something bold about your physical appearance where it's you really embodying that glow up and embodying this new version of yourself. Because it's like when you start to feel like, okay, when you start to look like that new version of yourself, the baddie that you want to be, then you're going to start feeling like that baddie as well. You know, and that's when that confidence kicks in, and that's when your boundaries kick in and all of these things. So for some of you, along with the maybe blocking somebody or speaking your truth about something about your physical appearance. And then I love this because you have 2 10s, which is literally completion. You have completion in the sense of material success, home, finances, career, family legacy, a new family legacy for yourself, you know, all of the material things, but you also have the 10 of emotions, which is complete emotional fulfillment and complete emotional happiness, not only for yourself, but potentially for a family one day as well. Or if you already have a family, or if you already have kids, it's like the change that you're making for this life is having ripple effects. And I love that. And this is what is the first tangible gift or opportunity this version of you is going to attract. One thing specific that's coming through is some kind of an event. Like you're confident enough to put yourself out there, and maybe you get invited to like a ball. Because I was thinking about like a ballroom dance for some reason. So maybe there's like some kind of a party that you're going to, or some kind of an event you're getting invited to, but it's like you dress up and you're showing up as this new version of yourself. But there's something about an invitation where it's like the old version of you, maybe not only would that old version of you not have gone, but it probably wouldn't have even received the invite. Like that's how specific it feels. You're only receiving this invite because of this glow up. And I think it's going to make you really happy. And there's something about like high society, or it's like you're hanging out with people that also embody your mindset, embody where you're trying to go in life. Like there's something about this new community where they're very much entangled with your energy and with where you want to go, because everyone has the same mindset. So yeah, that, and I think definitely like some kind of emotional connections coming through as well to give you proof that you are leveling up and finding the right people. And I love, it's so funny, right? Because we're talking about the first tangible gift or opportunity, and then we get a card about emotions. But I would say like tangible, yeah, like some kind of special connections, spiritual connections, but like through physical people coming in, and some kind of an invite. But also something tangible in that way could be you putting yourself in an environment that you would have never put yourself in before. Maybe it's not an invite and you're just going somewhere, you know, like a high-end restaurant, a high-end situation. Like you're now embodying like that queen energy. You're not settling for that low vibrational energy anymore. So I hope that makes sense. But that's what I'm seeing, you guys. Let's get some advice. Oh my, okay. Yeah, Spirit is saying, spread your wings and fly. You have so much potential in this lifetime. And the one thing about anything that has wings, it's like you can't keep it held down to the ground. You know, when you have wings, you're free to go. You're free to roam the world. You're free to do anything. So don't allow somebody to hold your wings hostage. We have Fox. Shadow work. There's no shadows without light. Wasn't I just talking about you coming out of the shadows and into the light? Rabbit, sensitive soul, strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. Quite literally, that's literally the first 3D action you're meant to do. Foxes could be significant, rabbits could be significant. Otter, initiations, be open through this transitional time. Maybe something about an event or whatever this is that you're putting yourself out of your comfort zone to like go and engage with a specific crowd. That could be like an initiation with Spirit, of you saying to Spirit like, okay, like I'm doing this, so I'm ready for this crowd. I'm ready for this new lifestyle. It's like somehow you're letting Spirit know you're ready to initiate something. Okay, group 1. 36 minutes later, that's what I'm seeing for you. I hope this was helpful, you guys. Like I said, I normally don't like pull from the top, but oh, I forgot to talk about the Seven of Inspiration. Seven of Wands really talks about standing your ground, standing up for what you believe in. So I think right now the entire vibe is you're about to do you, and you can't let anyone get in the way. You know, because if somebody is trying to stop you or is getting in the way, then they're not meant to be a part of this evolution in your life. So thank you so much, you guys. If you want to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. If you want more exclusive content from me, check out my Patreon. That is also linked in the description below. And the viewers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly readings. I don't know what I was about to say. Get to suggest the monthly readings. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and check that out too. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this King of Pentacles with this, oh, I already forgot. Oh, clear quartz, with this clear quartz point. And this is associated with Aries and Taurus with the black and white glow in the dark Rider-Waite Tarot. This is your group. Hello, group number 2. Thank you guys so much for being here. Whether it's your first time here on my channel or if you have watched my readings before, thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today. And okay, there is a huge breakdown, you guys. So first, let me show you this. I might not talk about everything right now because I realized in group 1 when I was actually pulling the cards, I repeated all of these like 5 times. So I think I'm just going to show them to you right here, but as I'm starting to pull them, I will speak it out loud as I'm pulling the cards. So you'll definitely hear what all 8 questions are that I'm going to be asking about your glow up. But yes, it's just a lot, and it's a lot of repeating myself, but this is it. I will, don't you worry, you will hear it probably multiple times. Okay. One thing that is interesting that stood out to me about this group specifically is we had the 3 major arcana. So this is the one that's not a major arcana, but this is also a king. And it's interesting because the strength card felt feminine, you know, and then the magician, it is a masculine energy, but it's like masculine within yourself. Like you are the magician. You are in a masculine oriented energy. And then the high priestess is feminine. So I was like, this is like truly the only masculine energy that is here today out of all 4 groups. But it also kind of feels like it's not your masculine energy. It could be for some of you, like you could be becoming this King of Pentacles, but for some reason, I feel like this is somebody else. So this could be some kind of an opportunity that's coming in from a King of Pentacles. So such as a career opportunity, career or school opportunity with or involving a King of Pentacles, but this could also be something else. It could be maybe more emotionally related as well. So I just thought that was interesting, and I wanted to mention that before we got into your reading. So like I said, yeah, Aries and Taurus could be significant. So one thing I want to do before we get into it though is I have my Astro dice. This is, okay, hold on. My cat is staring at me from across the room because she wants to be let out. Okay, you guys, cats are so funny. If you have cats, you know what I'm talking about, but they know their powers too well. They will literally just, all they have to do is stare into your soul to get what they want. But okay, I have these dice. This is going to play out as the energy check. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to roll this. And I'm going to see what is the, like, what area of what area of your life is this glow up happening in? So is it like a spiritual glow up? Is it a physical glow up? Is it emotionally, you know, like what's going on? What area of your life is this glow up coming into? So for group number 2 that chose this King of Pentacles, what area of their life, I just saw 44 on the time, what area of their life is this glow up coming into? April 4th? Could be a specific date for somebody. What area of group 2's life? Okay, we have Sagittarius, Saturn, and oh, the 2nd house, and then I accidentally moved it to the 3rd house. We'll keep that in mind that it kind of shifted. Okay, so some of you could have Saturn in the 2nd house. Okay, so some of you could have Saturn in your 2nd house. Some of you could have Sagittarius in your 2nd house. Now, could you have Saturn in Sag? I don't think so. Because right now Saturn is in Aries. I don't know. I have no idea what year that would be, and I think you would be a little too old if you had Saturn in Sagittarius. But this is also Capricorn because Saturn rules Capricorn, so you could have Capricorn in your second house. It's interesting because the second house is all about your values, what you value physically and materially, but also what you value within yourself. It's also about money. It's about your self-worth. It's about your possessions. So the fact that we have Saturn in the second house, it feels like something is being structured within your finances. But then we also have Sag, which is talking about expansion, because Sag is ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter expands. I cannot speak. Jupiter expands everything it touches. So it feels like there is some massive growth coming into your second house of your finances and your values and your physical assets. But also it's like it's being restructured. So it's not just like this, it doesn't feel like a one and done deal. So it's interesting how we were talking about the King of Pentacles being somebody that's giving you some kind of a financial opportunity or someone that's helping you grow your finances. Because if this was Sag in the second house, then and this was something else, maybe I would have assumed, okay, it could be like a hitting the jackpot kind of a situation, or like a one-time wonder, like a one-time expansive energy. But the fact that Saturn is here, and this is all about structure and boundaries, and Saturn is all about the long haul. It doesn't do impulsive, and it doesn't do just temporary. It's about forever. It's literally like trying to shape the rest of your life. So it feels like whatever this expansion is that is coming into your second house of the physical, the tangible assets, the values, like what you value, the monetary wealth in your life, all of these things, it's being structured for the long haul. So I love that. We'll have to see where it's coming in from, 222 on the time, but yeah. And I love that this is the house about the physical things. So this is not just like, it's not an expansive energy that is leading to nothing. It is tangible. It's physical. You can hold it. You can touch it. You can hold the items that come out of this. You can physically see your bank account growing because of it. So it's not like a daydream. It's not like a psychic energy. It's not a spiritual energy. It's literally physical in your world. And the second house is ruled by Taurus. So, well, you should see what your second house is. But if we're looking at just like the regular thing, Taurus rules the second house. So that's interesting. Something about your assets, your finances, your physical, tangible things, the luxurious side of things, your abundance in this life is growing. Okay, so yeah. Oh, where did I move? Oh, I think I put it down here earlier. Let's get into the deck that you chose just so we can kind of clarify. Something could be a little bit unconventional, because with Sagittarius here, this is the 9th house, but this is, Sag is about higher learning, higher perspectives, philosophy, being open-minded, international energy. And the second house, your tangible assets, and Saturn, long structure. Maybe you're gaining these assets through something spiritual, through something that you are doing that involves the masses, the collective, international work, something that's like, it requires you to think outside of the box, but something fun, something that's growing quickly as well. Sagittarius is a very fast energy because it's fire. Yeah. Maybe it's like something hits you very quickly, like something blows up. Okay, example, on the internet, you post a video about something you're passionate about with that Sag, and it blows up. And then you get some kind of a following, and then you start to get money because you're monetized, or you have clients or something, right? Like it's giving you money off of it if it is an online business, or people are buying your products. And then you realize, oh wow, like I could take this and create long-term stability because it can become my job. That's kind of like the vibe. But it feels like something that blows up relatively quickly, and it's something that you enjoy doing, and it's something you're good at. So let's get into it. Now, it's interesting that we talked about the message of like that King of Pentacles being somebody else that's helping you. This could be someone that notices you and they give you this opportunity for you to expand, such as a job, an internship. Maybe somebody like gives you something, right, that helps this grow. Now, for others of you, it's possible this could actually be a partner. Like, say you meet somebody who somehow helps you grow your finances, or like your finances, their finances combined, like it grows together. If it's some kind of a partnership, it could be like a regular collaboration type thing, or it could even be like a romantic. Oh my God. Okay, can I go back to that? As I was saying that, we have the King of Cups, that's your intro card, and the Lovers. Because I was thinking for some of you, it's like it could be like an inheritance, you know, because Saturn is like generational too. So this could be like an inheritance through a partner, or it's like you and a partner have combined resources now. Okay. Some of you could be going through your Saturn return. Saturn is in Aries right now. And then in 2028 is going to shift into Taurus. So the way I'm pulling cards today, it's different than what I normally do. Normally I'm like shuffling and I answer each question one at a time. But what I'm going to do today is I'm actually just going to shuffle, cut the deck. Oh my God, Two of Cups. For guys, I'm saying, okay, I don't want to get swept away in this being something about like a romantic partnership, but I really feel like there's something here about like combining resources with somebody. Maybe this is collaborative and it is like, you know, somebody you vibe with and there's like reciprocity here in career or a partnership, but this is a soulmate card. So this could really be like this glow up is affecting you because you're attracting a very, very wealthy partner in a way, or something like, or you're building wealth with a partner. Okay, so I'm going to cut the deck and I'm just going to pull from the top, which is not what I normally do, but I'm called to do that today. Okay, let's do two more. Okay, so, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and answer the questions. And this is when I'm going to speak the questions out loud, so you will definitely hear the questions. Question 1. What part of your old life is currently being stripped away to make room for this update? Okay, Ace of Wands. Where is your new confidence coming from? Is it from, for example, past healing, new talents, spiritual connections? Oh my God, the Sun. Okay, question 3. How is your internal shift / change going to reflect in your external world? Oh. Okay, this kind of makes sense to be in the reverse. So I'll take these two together because they came out together. Okay, your finances are definitely changing, group 2. And that's really making a world of a difference for you. Okay, now number 4, what are you no longer willing to tolerate now that your frequency / energy has shifted? Ooh, Queen of Cups. Okay. What is a strength you've always had that you are finally ready to use? Ooh, 8 of Wands, Sagittarius, Mercury and Sag. Love it. Okay. Now, number 6, what is a specific door that was previously locked but is now wide open because of your new vibration? Bro, literally. Okay, Lovers. We're seeing this for the second time now. Number 7, what is one small physical change you should make to your daily routine to anchor this glow in the 3D? 6 of Swords. You have 666. Okay, and then last question, what is the first tangible gift or opportunity this new version of you is going to attract? The Fool. Oh, I love it. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Star. Ooh, King of Cups. Okay, for some of you, I feel like there's definitely something here that is emotional. So you don't have to take that, right? Like if you do not want a relationship and if you're just like not vibing with that energy, that's totally fine. But for some of you, I really think there is a person that is coming into your life because of this glow up. We have the Star, the bottom of the deck. Now, okay, so let's get into this. So the first question, see, this is where I'm going to have to read them again because I'm just to remember what they are. That's why I was like, I'm going to mention these questions a million times. Okay. Okay, Ace of Wands. This is what part of your old self is currently being stripped away to make room for this update. So the Ace is something new, and it is a jolt. It is just this passion, it's excitement, it's a little flame, but it has to be sustained, right? Like a flame on its own can go out. If that flame is just there, it'll burn out. It has to be transferred to something else. And I think up until now, you were afraid to step into this, like into this spark or this excitement. I think you were afraid to channel it, or even if you did channel it, it wouldn't go anywhere. You know, because for some reason that energy of like, we have these ideas, we have these like, we brainstorm and we have all these things, but it's like it doesn't go anywhere because we're not doing anything with it. 1111 on the time as I'm saying that. So for this to be what part of your old self is being stripped away, it's like you're realizing you actually want to take something and do something with it. You want to take an idea and you want to build with it. You know? Like, for example, if we use that video or like that business idea again, say like you've always wanted to upload content online. You've always wanted to start some kind of an online shop or sell something or make something. Because the Ace of Wands is creative. It's all about passion and excitement and creativity. It's artistic. It could be music. You know, it could also be spiritual endeavors. But even with this, it feels like something with your hands, like you're creating something with your hands. You're like sewing, knitting, I don't know, like doing something tangible with your hands. But say you have these ideas, but it falls flat because it doesn't get transferred to something else. That flame is there, but it dies out. So I think right now, part of this glow up is you realizing like you have some kind of a really good idea, or you have something you want to do, and you're actually going to do it, or you feel like, okay, I need to do it. I need to get started on it. Like I have been putting it off. I've been procrastinating for way too long. Like if I want to see forward movement in this situation, I have to do something about it. So this really feels like your glow up, whatever this energy is with that Sag, it feels like the glow up, this new shift in your timeline is directly associated with you taking action towards something before it just fizzles out. And yeah, so that seems really important here because you have to like do it to get started on something instead of like waiting for it to come to you, or instead of letting it die out, like I was saying. And I love this because then we go into what is this? Where is this new confidence coming from? This is literally the sun. This is Leo energy, but this is, you know, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Sag. We're already talking about fire. And for some of you, you've been wanting to do this for a long time. Like there's a little kid on this card. Say this is like a lifelong dream that you've had for a very long time and you just never pursued it. Maybe you never had the opportunities to pursue it, or like, I don't know, right? Like there's so many reasons we don't do things, but it feels like for a lot of you, this could have been a childhood dream, something that was suppressed for a very long time. And I think the moment you like tap into this energy, it just like fills you up like that. Just like, it's like this flame that just engulfs. It's like, it's so exciting and passionate. And like, you're just full of so many emotions because you finally decided to just take it and transfer it to something else. But the sun is all about exposure. And I think your confidence is coming from the pact. I cannot speak, group 2. Your confidence is coming from the fact that people like you and people are admiring you. This is making me think of 6 of Wands, Jupiter in Leo energy. The sun is visible. It is literally a spotlight that is being placed on you. So the fact that like you took something intuitive or something creative and you finally did something with it and you're getting positive recognition from the masses in some way, especially with Jupiter, we were already talking about that. Jupiter expands everything it touches, and Sag is a very worldwide energy. It's quick. It literally like is this open flame that spreads very quickly, but it had to touch something first. And for example, that video that you want to upload, it does really well. You know, maybe it's not getting like millions of views on the first day, but it does a lot better than you think it does, because this is about your perspective as well. It is doing well, yes. Objectively, yes. Whatever this is, it does well almost immediately. but it's subjective in the sense that like it is whatever you think. Okay, how do I describe it? It's like it's different for certain people, right? Like say for somebody who was not getting like who has like no views, they upload a video and they get like 1,000 views. That's like awesome, right? And to you, that's like, oh my God, like this is it. Like I should keep going because now I have this confidence and this spark. But then so that what I'm trying to say, it's like it's not just like a million views. Because for somebody else, say you're naturally getting, say you're already doing something, right? And you're naturally getting 1,000 views here and there. Maybe this is 5,000 views, 10,000 views. It's like that's subjective for how big or how much exposure it brings, but it's enough for you to think, oh my gosh, I have something going here and I need to ride it. I need to, you know what I mean? You need to ride the hot hand. So yeah. So that's like whatever it is to you, but that's what gives you this confidence is exposure from the collective that gives you reassurance about what this is. Now we have this. This is interesting too, because this is also the only time 2 cards came out, and I didn't mean that to happen. It kind of just flew out together. But we have the 10 of Swords in the reverse and the 6 of Pentacles. And this is talking about how is your internal shift / change, this situation, right? How is it reflecting in your external world? For one, you're believing in yourself. I think that the reason your ideas or that spark would have died down at some, in the past and you didn't do much with it is because maybe you didn't really believe in yourself, or you didn't really think that something was possible because maybe you had your own limiting beliefs or maybe other people. But the 10 of Swords, especially with this being Gemini energy, it's very mental, it's in our mind. So yeah, like maybe you were always really hard on yourself, or there was a lot of overthinking, a lot of anxiety going on in your mind to the point where like I'm hearing like paralyzed, like a mental prison. Like you're literally paralyzed and you cannot make a decision, you cannot do anything because your mind is so active in like the situation. But I love that it's in the reverse because it's showing me that you're quieting your mind, you're quieting your fears because of the internal shift, the confidence that you feel from whatever it is you're doing. Then this anxiety and the devil on your shoulder energy that's living in your mind, it doesn't have much room to say anything. Like how, like, okay, you hit 10,000 views on a video or something is going viral. How is that devil in your mind going to tell you, oh, you suck? Oh, like you don't have potential? Like, how is it going to say all these things to you if you have proof? And that proof is not only like that physical video doing well, but it's the confidence that you feel internally. Like it's a glow from the inside out because you feel so aligned to this. So it's like you really quiet your mind because it has no room to be negative anymore. So I love that. And I love that we see the 6 of Pentacles here as well. This is Moon in Taurus. So we were actually just talking about Saturn in Taurus, wasn't I? But Moon in Taurus could be significant for some of you. Actually, speaking about Taurus, Uranus, first of all, today, depending on where you are, also I'm recording this on April 23rd. Today, Venus is in 29 degrees Taurus, so it's in the very last degree of Taurus before it switches into Gemini, which is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow's April 24th. Well, I'm also in the USA. I think it's different from like wherever you are in the hemispheres and stuff, but we're roughly around the same, but it's shifting tomorrow. But also, not only is Venus in 29 Taurus, but also Uranus is in 29 Taurus. And excuse me, sorry. But again, here where I am, Uranus is shifting into Gemini on the 26th, which is Sunday, April 26th. Now, the reason I bring this up, Venus, okay, it shifts quite quickly, but Uranus stays in a sign for 8 years, like 7 to 8 years. It's a very, very long transit. So Uranus moved into Taurus in 2018. So now, literally this weekend, Uranus is finally shifting into Gemini. So whatever has been happening for the last 8 years for you, that is shifting and it is changing. And we are stepping into a very electrified energy because Uranus it rules Aquarius, but it's literally like that lightning bolt. It's that epiphanies. It's the sudden movements. It's the aha. It's like, it's the very opposite of Taurus, because Taurus, or not Taurus, sorry, with Saturn, because Saturn loves structure and Saturn loves taking it slow. But also Taurus is very similar because Taurus is also an earth sign. So it just feels like things are just moving quickly. You know, things are happening quickly. We're kind of in like an unpredictable time frame for this Uranus and Gemini transit. So use it to your advantage. I think that's like the perfect time for you to finally like stop doubting yourself and just put yourself out there and just like rip that band-aid off this weekend or anytime over the next 8 years, but preferably sooner than later, right? So yeah. So I definitely think like your mind is quieting down for sure. But you have physical proof about what you're doing. That's pretty much what I'm seeing here. And this feels like the universe, or this feels like you to you. It's like your hard work is paying something off to yourself, and it's like proving the situation to yourself. But again, this could be the universe, as in like you finally take that leap of faith and take this action, and the universe is blessing you with it doing well, you know, with the spotlight on it. So I do think because of the shift of what you're doing, your external reality is quieting down. It is much more peaceful. I feel like you're not like arguing with yourself as much, or you're not like doubting yourself as much. There's not a lot of friction because you're proving something to yourself. Now you can prove that you're on the right path. You can prove that you're not wasting time. You're proving that like this, you're onto something. And I also love this because this is very similar to that second house monetary or values or physical assets energy as well. This is the action of like equal give and take, but in this specifically, somebody is giving to somebody else. So this is like this paying out to you, right? Like a business paying out to you, or somebody buying something from you that's paying out to you. You're getting rewarded in like physical, tangible things, money, assets, something. So I love that. And then we go into, what are you no longer willing to tolerate now that your frequency / energy has shifted? For one, I think you're holding yourself to higher standards. I think because of not only the physical financial shift, even if it's a little shift, right? It's a shift. You're noticing a difference in that second house. But there's also an internal shift happening because you're confident. You feel good about your craft. You feel good about what you're doing. You feel good about your life purpose, especially if you felt lost before this. All of these shifts, you're like holding yourself to higher standards. Now you're not settling for things in life. You know, it's like once you tasted something sweet, you can't go back to something that's not as sweet. And especially with this being the Queen of Cups, she's receptive, she's intuitive, she's loving and nurturing, but she has a lid on her cup, meaning her services, her love, her compassion, her acts of giving, whatever it is, you know, whether it's to friends, family, partnerships, acquaintances, it's like you're just not giving yourself out for free, you know? Not that you come with a price, because that sounds kind of harsh, but it's like now you know, because you have higher standards. So it's like now you know what you're going to allow to come in and what you're going to allow to like give away so easily. But I also think you're learning to love yourself, especially if you felt lost and you felt like you had no purpose or you couldn't figure out your purpose. I think that whatever this is, it's giving you a purpose. It's giving you a sense of destiny, or a sense of like a destination to get to. And I think just as humans, whenever our brain sees that, like, oh, we have a path, we have something to do, we are getting rewarded, you're automatically going to feel better, and you're automatically going to love yourself more and love the situation a little bit more. And yeah, it feels like there was a lot of fog in your mind that was really clouding your judgment, but now the fog is clearing and you can see the reality of something. You can see the truth of your life. You can see the truth of what you want or what you no longer want. So it's like, yeah. But I also think you're expecting more from yourself, not just from others. and how others treat you, but it's like you're expecting more from yourself. I think you're going to like take your health seriously, your physical health, your physical body, staying active, but also your mental health. You're finally like healing your mental health somehow, or healing your heart somehow. So that's really nice. This, I love this. I love that we have Sagittarius out here again. This Eight of Wands. This is, what is a strength you've always had that you're finally ready to use? This is literally tied into the overall theme of your glow up with Sagittarius. And this is about communication because this is Mercury. So literally, it's like something about the way you communicate, something about the way you present yourself to the world, or the way you talk about a subject to the masses, the way you, like the way you express yourself. It feels like you already had these ideas and these thoughts, and maybe you have like a nice voice people like to listen to. There's something here to where like you already had these gifts. And I think, especially being like adventurous, you could have been somebody that's naturally, or you are somebody that's naturally adventurous and outgoing and bold, and you want to take risks, and you want to be a free bird, you know? You want to aim high. And I think whatever this mental clouded situation was, or whatever you were dealing with in life, it wasn't allowing you to aim as big as you've always wanted to. And that's something you've always had within yourself. And especially if this is something to do with like the collective, then it's like it gives you such a large playing field to express yourself or to connect with the masses or something like that. There's something about like people and connections, but also speaking your truth to where people like really relate to you, but also shooting your shot. I feel like you're meant to be bold in this lifetime. And yeah, this is also the 9th house, which is all about expansion. There's something about traveling, ethics, beliefs, religion, just like viewing the higher purpose of something, the higher level of something. Maybe you're not meant to be in one place for a long time. You're meant to travel the world, and that's something you can finally tap into. Maybe you're working remotely, or this is something remote, and you just have more flexibility and more freedom, and that's always been a part of you. You can't do like a rigid, structured 9 to 5, spending 5+ years in one place. Like, I think you can't necessarily do that. And this is allowing you to have no limitations and be as expansive as you want. So I really like that. And next we have, what is a specific door that was previously locked but is now wide open? We literally have the Lovers. So there could be a physical, like real, the Lovers doesn't have to be romantic, but it could be a romantic relationship. It could also just be connections in general with people, because you're connecting with the masses, or you're connecting with people, or you're traveling and you're meeting a lot of people, right? So it doesn't have to be romantic, but I think the sense of like people and human touch and human, I don't know why I'm hearing human resources, but it's like something about people was locked away and you weren't able to tap into that. Like, for example, like say you've been working a 9 to 5 for a long time and you don't have time to meet new people, right? Maybe you want to travel and explore different cultures and different ethnicities and all these different things, and you didn't have the capability or even the time or the funds to do that. And now you do. There's something about like human interactions that's opening up for you. But for some of you, there is something about a relationship that's opening up for you as well. I don't know where this relationship is coming from, but we've seen this quite a few times about a connection. For some of you, well, I think for everyone, if you resonate, even if it's not right now, if at some point in time you resonate with the energy of a romantic partner coming into your life, they would match you. Not only would they match you with your ambition and with like the lifestyle that you want, but they would match you with the structure, like the financial structure that you want, and probably even give you more with that 6 of Pentacles here, that King of Pentacles that we saw earlier. I think this would be somebody who's very who's probably from a different culture or different background than you, but they have the same morals and values. They probably live or want a very similar lifestyle to you in the physical world. But at the same time, there's something about like they have more money than you, or they're, I don't know. I don't know if they're like older than you, or they've been successful for a long time, or they like somehow hit the jackpot. I'm thinking about like golden handcuffs. You know that saying where like you like just have a really good job, and there's something about like your partner not only matches you financially but like outdoes you. But in the best way. I don't think it's a competition. And I think you'd be so happy that like you're taken care of, you know, so it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like, because the fact that they're so generous and giving to you with that Six of Pentacles, it really feels, you know, it doesn't feel bad at all. So yeah, keep that in mind for those of you. Maybe that could even be a confirmation about somebody on your mind. But yeah, something about either a romantic relationship is opening up for you, or human interactions, human connections in general. Next, we have, what is one small physical change you should make to your daily routine to anchor this glow? For one, I love that this is the Six of Swords, because we're already talking about some kind of a mental prison that you have been in, or you feel, you know, like that's restricting you. You're moving out of that. So the Six of Swords is talking about moving from some kind of a turbulent situation to a much more peaceful resolution. For some of you, this could be therapy. This could be like physically somebody helping you, such as a therapist or a psychiatrist, I don't know, or even some kind of a counselor or a spiritual counselor, or like tarot readings or something, right? Like somebody you're seeking guidance from that could help you shift into a more peaceful situation within your mind. Or if you're not seeking external help, there's just some, like somehow if you can get yourself to a more peaceful situation within your mental health, I think that would help a lot. I also think getting out of the house or getting out of your routine, something about like physical activity, I think would really help your mental health. So if it's like going on a walk or going on a run, a jog, maybe finding a new sport that you like, or a new exercise, or maybe it's like an outdoor activity. Maybe it's just going and sitting outside somewhere. You know, there's something with water. So maybe going to the pool, or there's something about like physical exercise will really help you with calming your mind, which in return helps you think clearly. How else could I interpret this as a physical change that you can do in the 3D? I also think being kinder to yourself, being, nicer, kinder to yourself. I'm also seeing like journaling, writing down all of the thoughts and everything that's racing in your mind. So I think that anything that you can do that would help declutter your mind, or help you like navigate your mental health, or navigate the anxieties of what you are feeling, that would really help you. And I think that's like a first step you can take in the 3D. And I love that the final card is, what is the first tangible gift or opportunity this new version of you is going to attract? We have the Fool. This is a brand new beginning. We have the Fool, we have the Star, King of Cups, Queen of Wands. It's like the Chariot. It's like you're finally moving forward in life. If you felt stuck or stagnant, if you've had a lack of confidence, a lack of mental clarity, a lack of a direction, or a lack of feeling comfortable within your financial funds, or a lack of a foundation, it's like you finally have a vision. You finally like have a path to go down. And I think you're literally stepping into a brand new version of yourself and a brand new beginning. It's a clean slate. It's a fresh start. There's no baggage. There's nothing holding you back. It's truly like a dream come true energy. But you started it, with whatever this is. So I really love that. And this is not so much coming through as a tangible gift, but it is like real, because it's some kind of a new opportunity that you are living in. But I guess you can't like hold a new chapter in your hand. But It's just the fact that you gave yourself a new chapter, or you're allowing yourself to embark on a new chapter here. And that's like the world of a difference. It's just finally being in a position to take a leap of faith towards whatever this situation is. It literally will change your life. Not only will it change your own independence and your own foundation, your own second house values and finances, but it's changing the people you attract, and it's changing the way you love yourself, but also the way you love others. It's changing your mindset. It's opening up the doors for new connections, for travel. I mean, there's so much going on, and it's all because you finally like took a leap of faith towards something that you were so afraid to do. Okay, group number 2, that's what I'm seeing for your glow up. Let's go ahead and get some cards of advice here. This could even be moving for some of you. If you just have been waiting for a sign about like deciding to find a new job, or deciding to move and like physically relocate, physically travel somewhere, go on a vacation, I think that is a tangible physical thing you can do as a next step. Obviously, don't be reckless, you know, don't just like quit your job with nothing lined up. Don't do anything reckless and silly, but this is a card of travel, of relocation. So if you wanted to take a trip, do it. You know, if you want to move somewhere, do it. If you want to find a new job, do it. There's something here on like, it would be beneficial for you to do that. It's beneficial for you to like go somewhere else. Okay, advice. Aw, Bear, you are the light. It is safe to step fully into your light. That's literally what I started off with, saying there's going to be that spotlight and that exposure. I almost said explosion. But yeah, you're safe to step into your light. I love that. Chameleon, it is safe to be seen. Oh my gosh, Soul Tribe. This is the masses that I'm talking about. Both of these cards, not all cards say it is safe, but both of these cards are saying it's safe to step into your light and it's safe to be seen. And the Soul Tribe is the collective. It's like the thing you're meant to do here. Panda with balance. Ask how to bring balance to the situation and into your heart. Okay, group 2, that's what I'm seeing for you. Thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you were able to get some confirmations or messages or advice. If you want to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. I offer one-on-one readings. And if you're interested in exclusive content, go ahead and check out my Patreon. There's a ton of readings. There's like 60 plus readings on Patreon. If you're interested in just more content from me, check that out. But thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this Magician card with the Modern Witch Tarot deck, with the astrological placement of Mercury and this white jade, this is your group. Hello, group number 3. Now, I'm sure you can tell this is not the same day that I recorded the intro and group 1 and group 2. Actually, it's been like a couple weeks. I started that reading a few weeks ago, and then I kind of just put it on the back burner because I wanted to get other readings done, but I'm finally around to finishing it up. So if I seem different, if my hands are different, if my energy is a little bit different, it is because it's been a few weeks. But I did my best to recreate what the table looked like, and yeah, I'm ready to continue on with our reading today. So here is the breakdown for today. If you want to pause to read this, you can. I'm actually not going to read all of them as I normally do, because I'm actually going to be reading them quite a few times when I'm answering your questions. So it just felt like I was overdoing it in the last 2 readings, but I will definitely be answering every single one of these. So yeah, let me put this aside. This reading today is all about your glow up, and I want to see what is changing, what's coming in, what's changing. If you chose, well, you did, because this is your group. If you were drawn to this magician, I think that you're ready for some change. You're ready for something new in your life. And this could be in like all aspects of your life, because the magician is the number one. But to me, since it has all of the elements, it just feels like an overall rebirth or an overall new chapter, evolving into something new overall. So it could be like multiple aspects of your life that you feel like you're ready to have a new beginning in, or even just like totally uprooting and starting over somewhere else. It just feels like a brand new, clean, fresh start. 111 on the time in like all aspects of your life. And I love that it's the magician, because this card talks about personal power, and it requires you to have personal power and to really believe in yourself and be confident about where you want to go and what you want to do in order to take that first step. So I like this. I think this is going to be a very, very nice reading today. So let me move this crystal. I think I'll just put it right here. I have my Astro dice. So first I want to start off to just see what aspect of your life, what area of your life is this glow up happening in? It could be an emotional glow up, it could be physical, mental, spiritual. Because I'm getting a sense of there's like an all of the above energy, that's also an option. But once we see what area of your life this glow up is happening in, then I will go in and answer all of those questions with the deck you chose. So for group 3 here today, what area of their life is this glow up happening in? What area of their life is this glow up happening in? 9th house, Aries, North Node, I love it. Okay, some of you could have your North Node in Aries. You could have your North Node in the 9th house. You could have Aries in the 9th house. Oh yeah, this is definitely feeling like expansive energy. And with this North Node here, this is again feeling like all of the above. I think that it's not necessarily a single category that this glow up is happening in. It is literally like you are being put onto your path of your own destiny in this lifetime. The North Node is what we are meant to evolve into. It's like our destiny in this lifetime. It's what we are meant to step into, what we're meant to like accomplish and evolve into. And our South Node is what we have to get away from. You know, it's what your soul has already chosen, that we have to end something, which is the South Node, in this lifetime. And our purpose is to evolve into our North Node. So this really feels like all of the above. I think this change is happening in many aspects of your life. And an example I can give you, so for an example is like a career change. Say that you kind of want to get out of your current living environment. So you apply for a new job in a new city, state, or even a new country. And say that works out, and because it's like in a new environment, it would require you to move. And if you move, you know, you have to get a new place to live in a new neighborhood, and you have to make new friends, and you're really like starting over as like this clean slate energy, as this new version or this new chapter of your life. So that's what it feels like. It feels like there's one thing, but it also leads to multiple other things, like a job change, but it also leads to like other aspects, or like everything else in your life also uprooting itself and changing itself. That's kind of the vibe. I feel like you're really figuring out what your true purpose is in this lifetime, and you're just stepping away from what is not authentic to you anymore. I would highly recommend, if you know your birth chart and your exact birth time, I would recommend you look up what your North Node is in, because that'll help you figure it out more specifically to your, you know, to your destiny in this lifetime, to see what your North Node is in. And the 9th house is Sagittarius and Jupiter energy. So it does feel like up until now, you've just been stuck in something that just wasn't serving you anymore. Something outgrew itself, something just ended, you know, it's past its expiration date, and it just feels like now you're ready to like test the limits. I'm hearing you're ready to see how far you can take something, how much you can evolve, how much you can accomplish in this lifetime. It just feels like, especially with Aries, it's like there's no limits here, there's no boundaries. I think that you were held back for a long time, or like this unfulfilled energy kind of stuck around for a good amount of time, to where now you're just like, you know what, I'm just going for it, and I just like don't care. And that's one thing about Aries, it doesn't really care what's in its path, and it's a bit selfish, but I think that's like the best energy for you to be in right now. I feel like it is a healthy selfish, because I do think you need to be selfish, and you need to kind of like prioritize what you want over what other people are saying or what other people want right now, because it's your North Node. You know, It's not your mom's north node. It's not your friends or your partner's north node. It's your destiny and it's your path. So you're just kind of learning that like something in your life is a bit inauthentic to what your soul is actually craving. And I think you're waking up to it. And that's what's causing this glow up. And I love it. I feel like that's such a great energy and feels very specific to what I was kind of sensing with the Magician here. So I'm just going to set these here. Now, let's get into the deck. I am doing something a little bit different that I don't normally do. And actually, it's interesting because after I recorded the first 2 groups, I never did it again, but I want to continue doing it for group 3 and group 4. So I'm going to shuffle the deck. And normally when I'm getting my cards, I'm like shuffling, right? And I let the cards like fall out naturally, like that. But I'll keep in mind the Ace of Cups came out. But what I'm doing for these groups is I'm just going to shuffle and I'm going to cut the deck. And then I'm just going to take like cards from the top and answer your questions like that. It was fun. It's something different. I don't normally do this, but I did it for group 1 and group 2, and I remember it worked out pretty well. So I'm like, okay, let's continue. I'm seeing 333 a lot for this group. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but like 3s, and it makes sense. 3 is the card of expansion, especially like 3 of Wands. I feel like you're just ready. You're ready to like take that next step. For some of you, you already have taken that next step, and you're just kind of waiting for like the response of something, or you're working towards that next step. But it feels like you're in a very expansive energy group 3. Oh my God, and you're group 3. I literally just put that together. Okay, let's just keep shuffling and shuffling. This is a very large deck. And also, this is the 2nd tarot deck I ever purchased. I think, yes. I have a lot of decks, and I don't remember the order of all of them, but I remember the first 5 I've ever purchased, and this was the 2nd one I ever purchased. That's why she's really worn out, because I've had her for a very long time, but she kind of started my journey, and I don't really use this deck that often, and it's quite large. I can't really hold on to it that well. Okay, so let's just give it like 2 more shuffles. Answer group 3's questions. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, first things first. Question number 1. What part of your old self is currently being stripped away to make room for this update, for this glow up? Oh my God. Bro, literally. Quite literally, I feel like I can honestly be done with your group. Like what? Like you watch me shuffle, you watch me cut the deck. Here we are, back to the Magician. That is so funny to me. Yeah, okay, interesting. I'm just gonna get all my cards out and then we'll talk about it. Question 2, where is your new confidence coming from? Is it past healing, a new talent, new spiritual connections, etc.? The Tower. Your new confidence is coming from the Tower. Okay, number 3. How is your internal shift / change going to reflect in your external world? The Star. 3 major arcana. Okay. What are you no longer willing to tolerate now that your frequency / energy has shifted? The World. Oh, I love it. Okay. Number 5. What is a strength you've always had that you are finally ready to use? 2 of Swords. Yeah, wow. That Magician, I'm totally shocked. It's interesting, right? Like I literally am psychic. I read cards for a living and stuff. And like I'm very in tune with the universe, but I mean, they still keep me on my toes. Like things like that. Like I do believe in the unbelievable, in the impossible, right? But it's like they always find ways to even shock me. And I feel like it's moments like that. Okay, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what is a specific door that was previously locked but is now wide open because of your new vibration? We have the 9 of Swords. Number 7, what is one small physical change? You know what? I'm going to keep this in the reverse. But if I keep this in the reverse, then I have to keep this in the reverse. And then also this. Because this was in the reverse. It's like I can't pick and choose what I want to keep in the reverse. Okay. Number 7, what is one small physical change you should make to your daily routine to anchor this glow up in the 3D? Ooh, I love it. And then what is the first tangible gift or opportunity this new version of yourself is going to attract? Ooh. We have the Page of Cups. Maybe I'll take this too because it kind of... Okay, so I'm going to move this aside. Okay, let's talk about it. So for question number 1, literally what part of your old self is being stripped away to make room for the update? It's literally like everything. The Magician comes right after the Fool. The Fool is you taking a leap of faith into this new beginning, into the unknown. It is a brand new, clean slate energy. So quite literally, I think all aspects of your life are being stripped away in order for you to make, or in order for you to have this glow up, this update. It's like every aspect of your life is shifting and changing. And that makes sense, right? Because we were saying it for that example of like a job that takes you to a new environment, a new friends, new connections, new living situation, new all of these things. So it's like the part of your old self that is currently being stripped away is quite literally everything. I think whatever decision you're making, it's like a domino effect, but I think you're making that decision in order for you to have a new beginning. So I think like it goes hand in hand because you want to, you know, step out of that unfulfilling energy or that inauthentic energy that you've been in, and you want to step into this new all around. So that totally makes sense again with the North Node talking about all of the above. So quite literally everything about yourself is changing. Even I could even take it as far as like your physical style is changing, your physical aesthetic is changing. Maybe parts of like how you present yourself, your personality, your confidence. So this feels like an internal, like a lot of things internally are changing, but also externally are changing, and not just in the world around you, but also like your physical body is very much changing as well. And this even feels like new connections, new friends, stepping away from inauthentic energies and people, and also like preserving your energy, protecting your energy, taking your energy back from the things that were draining your energy. So it really feels like every single part of your life is being stripped away to make room for this glow up. And it's like whenever you feel better like internally, then you start to feel better externally. Whenever you start to feel better about your environment or the people you engage with on a regular basis, or the job that you go to, or the life path that you're on with that North Node, then it's like internally you start to feel better, and then externally you start to feel better. Like it's such a give and take domino effect. Like you have to have one to have the other. And if your internal world or your external world is unhappy and unfulfilled and inauthentic, then yeah, it's going to reflect on the opposite side. So like if it's internally it's unfulfilled, then externally it's going to feel unfulfilled. If externally it's unfulfilled, then internally it's going to feel unfulfilled. So it's kind of like you're really doing a massive 360. And I love that because I feel like that's everything we've been talking about up until now. But I am seeing like a new wardrobe for those of you who want to take it one step further and change that. New hairstyle, maybe a new like makeup, new like just new appearance, because it really feels like I'm gonna start over like as a brand new version of myself. Okay, number 2, where is your new confidence coming from? Past healing, new talent, spiritual connections. This confidence, it's inevitable. It was inevitable to happen. And the fact that we have the Tower, it definitely is something that was building up over time. And it's something that you didn't acknowledge in the past, you know, because the Tower in the reverse, it feels like something was building internally, building, but you were dismissing it, giving it the benefit of the doubt, or trying to make it work, even if it's not working. So it just feels like it's inevitable for that top to pop off, you know? And so your new confidence is really coming from all the things you were suppressing, all the healings you were suppressing, all of the belief system and the unfulfilled energy, everything that was being suppressed. That's where the new confidence is coming from, because you're realizing like it's just not serving you. And that essentially, when you accept that change, that top is going to pop off, like that lid is going to pop off, and it turns into a tower moment where like every single thing falls apart. The tower is really like rebuilding from rubble, you know, maybe even not disregarding, is that the right word, like getting rid of the rubble and truly even using new material to build something new. So it's kind of like a complete demolition. I'm using some really interesting words today, you guys. It's like a complete demolition. And that's where your new confidence is coming from, because you're realizing I can be whoever I want to be. Like, I'm not a product of society. I'm not a product of what somebody else wants me to be. I don't have to suppress these things internally, you know, to make others happy or to live a certain type of a lifetime. Like, you're realizing you are in charge. I think everything really comes back to something within you internally, because you're realizing like your life is in your hands. And I think for the longest time you didn't realize that, you didn't think about it like that, or like other people or society or whoever left you to believe like that's not true, you know, like you do not have that much power over yourself or something like that. So it really feels like it's coming in from this internal massive explosion that is kind of happening, and it's like a massive wake up call that's happening. This could be a specific event for some of you, like, you know, it's the energy is building, so then one day something happens, and that's it, that's the straw that broke the camel's back, quite literally, with the 10 of Wands here. So it's like it could be a specific event that triggers this entire thing, and you're just like, you know what, I'm done. And I think Spirit is doing that on purpose. I think that especially if you're somebody that gives the benefit of the doubt, you know, you'll continue to do that for who knows how long. So Spirit had to come in, kind of destroy something in a very major way for you to realize, oh, there's nothing left. I can't continue to feed into it or to live like this, because there's quite literally nothing left here. Like, it's such a massive wake-up call, but that's not only helping this new confidence, but it's also starting this new chapter in your life. So I love to see that. Also, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. So that's also really cool. This is Mercury energy. This is Tower. I'm pretty sure is Mars, which technically rules Aries and also rules Scorpio. So, yeah, there's like it feels like a sudden, massive, final straw that broke the camel's back scenario that really like ignites everything. With this crown here, something about like your ego, something about like your 3D brain, your 3D view of life, or how your brain, how your ego was, how your heart is viewing something. It feels like that's being knocked off, because I think Spirit wants you to view something objectively for like the truth of the scenario or the truth of your life. And I think that something was clouded, whether it was your brain, your heart, your loyalty. And I think that's being popped off, that's being knocked off. So you can't view it through that lens. You have to view it objectively for what it really is. And I think that's triggering everything. So how is your internal shift/change going to reflect in your external world? Isn't this what I was literally already saying? Like, everything that you are doing internally is reflecting externally, and everything you're doing externally is reflecting internally, because this is making me think of a mirror with the star, with the water. It's a reflection. It's a reflection of this life that you're living. And I think that's what you're realizing. It was always mismatched. Like, there was never that fulfillment, because you were always reflecting what you were actually going through or what you were actually feeling. And I think that's when you're realizing it really starts from like you taking your power back and how you're feeling internally to project that into your world externally. I'm seeing this as a massive mirror and a massive reflection of yourself. But I'm seeing this as you prioritizing yourself. So the fact that now your internal shift/change, so now that you're prioritizing yourself, it's shifting how you prioritize the world around you, and also what you prioritize and what you accept in your life, what you think you deserve in your life, with the love, the friendship, the connections, the negativity, the positivity. It's like once you're starting to heal yourself internally and like love yourself and prioritize yourself and what you want, it's like everything around you shifts externally. That's pretty much, I didn't realize I already kind of answered this question when I was talking about this, but yeah, It really feels like a mirror for your life. But you're realizing it starts with what you're pouring into yourself. I'm seeing you as like a plant. So like, you know, if we're not nurturing and loving this plant, it's going to die. And obviously that is a metaphor. I'm not saying physically, like I'm not using that in a literal sense, but like plants literally do die, you know, like when you're not nurturing it, when you're not loving it, when you're not providing the proper sunlight, the proper environment for it to thrive and to grow, it's not going to grow. And I think that's what you're realizing. It's like you are this plant that has to be loved and nurtured in order to have it reflected externally. Because you can't expect a plant to thrive in the darkness and when it's dehydrated and it's not in the right soil and it's all these things are off with it, right? Like you can't expect it to grow and thrive and be healthy and be happy. I think that's like a major internal shift that is now reflecting in your external world. Number 4, what are you no longer willing to tolerate now that your frequency / energy has shifted? Okay, I'm going to flip this up, right? So with the world, I feel like I'm repeating myself because this energy is so incredibly straightforward. With the world, you're not accepting inauthentic energy. You're not tolerating inauthentic energy. You're not tolerating fake people, fake anything. I think that because you are evolving, this is quite literally you ending this cycle in your life because of this major tower moment, and you're stepping into a new version of yourself. So you're not going to tolerate anything that's a part of the old version of yourself, whether that's limiting beliefs, whether that's emotional beliefs, emotional maturity or immaturity, emotional intelligence, whether it's like physical things you're tolerating, whether it's disrespect, like whatever it is from whoever it is, you're realizing that's an old version of myself and I'm not allowing that to come into this new and evolved version of my life. So I think you're really putting an end to a lot of things that you used to tolerate in this old version of yourself. And I'm seeing you like elevating, like quite literally you're elevating you're elevating above the people around you or even the environment around you, everything around you. You are outgrowing the situation. So, and this is literally you. Like I feel like this is well, I guess in a way that light was covering. I didn't even realize. I'm so bad at like, oh my god, and I'm so bad at like realizing that there's like nudity on these cards. I'm so bad at it. Okay. Like you're truly evolving in all aspects. And I love that this is a fixed sign because it's like once you experience this new you, it's fixed. It's like cement. It's like a part of who you are now, and you can never go back to the wishy-washy energy that you were in before. Like something is becoming set in stone within yourself, and I would say there's a lot of things you're not going to tolerate with this world here as you move forward. It's interesting, the other groups I got more specific messages, right? But I knew from the moment I saw this magician for you that this was going to be more of a broad energy or like an overall in all aspects of your life energy. I will say for sure inauthenticity, you're not tolerating that. You're not tolerating disrespect. And you're not tolerating anything that was a part of a previous version of yourself. I also feel like you're not limiting yourself. You're not going to tolerate that because I think in the past you were limiting yourself, or and that's part of living in an inauthentic version to what your soul wants, is like you were hiding yourself, putting yourself in a box and limiting things for yourself, for your soul. And I feel like with this, you're not doing that anymore. If there's something you want to do, if there's something you want to go pursue, if you want to do whatever, I think you're going to allow yourself to do it, obviously in a healthy manner. Obviously it's not going to be like drugs or negativity and toxicity. You're not indulging in that anymore, but I think you're not limiting yourself. You're not tolerating limiting beliefs about yourself anymore. And I think that is a huge part of your glow up. And I love to see that. Also, freedom is coming through. You're not going to tolerate anything that restricts your freedom and restricts your growth. It's like you are in charge of your life. You're not gonna tolerate anyone that tries to say, like, you have to do this, you have to do that. Somebody that wants to be in charge of you, is trying to control you, or is somehow limiting your freedom and your form of self-expression and who you really want to be this lifetime. Whether it's like freedom within your personal choices and your personal speech, your personal appearance, you're not gonna tolerate that. But also, like, in the external world, like if you want to travel somewhere, if you want to go do something, like, you're going to go do it. I think you're allowing yourself to have all the freedom in the world, and you're not going to allow someone or people in general in your life that are going to take away from that freedom. Number 5, what is a strength you've always had that you're finally ready to use? Two of Swords is very specific, and when I first saw this card, I thought of the word discernment. And it's like, you've always had the ability to make choices. You've always had the ability to put your foot down and to establish boundaries and to speak up. But I think that that was a part of you that was forced to hide, or that you kept hidden, or other people were suppressing that within you. And I think you're realizing, I've always had the ability to speak my truth and to make my voice heard, or to establish my boundaries, or to be strict. Like, you've always had that. But I think that whatever circumstances you were dealing with, it made you think that you did not have that choice. You did not have the ability to speak up, or the freedom to speak up, or you were not, like, for some reason, I feel like you felt like you were not in charge of your own life, or your own choices, or your own decisions, but somebody else was, or somebody else. It's like a puppet, like a puppet on a string, or like a ventriloquist for some of you. Like, somebody was really making a lot of the decisions for you, or speaking for you, or something like that. But you're realizing you've always had it. It was just suppressed. And that's why this energy is so bold, and it's so amazing, because the moment you realize, I've always had this voice, then you're like, why am I ever going to be quiet again? Why am I ever going to go back to hiding and to putting myself in that box, or living in the darkness, when I've always had the light to be front and center? You can never go back to that previous version of yourself. And I think that's a very good example of that, of what I was trying to say with that energy. Number 6, what is a specific door that was previously locked but is now wide open because of your new vibration? It's totally your mental health. I feel like these two cards go hand in hand really well. This is talking about your inability to speak up and use your voice, and assert boundaries, and establish, like, that you're putting your foot down and be disciplined about something, and all of that. And I feel like this is about your mental health, and mental freedom, mental peace of mind, like your anxiety. Because it really just feels like you're no longer allowing yourself to be stuck in your mind. You're no longer allowing yourself to hide yourself internally. So, like, your voice, but also your mind, your thoughts, your plans, your actions. And this was previously locked because, again, you thought you were stuck. You thought you didn't have what it takes. Because this is also making me think of the 8 of Swords energy. But I do think for some of you, somebody was really draining your power, to the point where you didn't realize that you even had power left. And you're realizing that that's not true. And I think that's part of taking your power back with this Magician. Because what was previously locked is like your mental sanity, but also your own power over yourself, your own ability to make choices, you speaking up for yourself, you speaking your truth, you taking the actions you want to take, or doing even on a regular basis. Maybe somebody was so possessive and controlling to where you couldn't even do little things that you wanted to do. This could even be at work. Maybe somebody was really suppressing you at your job, really belittling you at your job. And you're realizing, like, that door was always locked because of some kind of like a false, how do I say this? It's like there was a false narrative, but you really believed in that false narrative until you had this wake-up call. And you're realizing that narrative never really existed to what you thought it really was. I'm thinking about, like, you know, when you're like a little kid and you're afraid of the dark. Maybe for some of you, you're still afraid of the dark. But you know, some, like, whenever you, if you're afraid of the dark and you're like in your room at night and you see like a shadow of something and it looks like 10 times scarier than what it actually is. Like, it looks like this crazy monster or crazy something, but then you like freak out and you turn the light on, but it's just like a pile of books, a pile of clothes. Like, it's not what it is. And I think that's what you're realizing. The thing that was suppressing you, or the restrictions, the limiting beliefs, or the physical hold that someone else or something else had on you, you're realizing like it's not real, or it's not as scary as you thought it was in your mind, or it's not as scary as what somebody else made it seem. And I think you just had to like have that perspective shift or turn on the light to realize, oh, it was 10 times worse in my head. Does that make sense? But that's what's unlocking for you. But for some reason, it feels like it was never there in the first place. For some of you, it could quite literally be your mental health. If there was no one else a part of this and nobody else was like forcing you into these boxes, it could quite literally be your own mind, you know? And for some of you, maybe this is getting help with your mental health. Maybe this is going to therapy. Maybe this is finding spiritual guidance, such as like tarot readings. Maybe this is medication. You know, I'm not advocating for anything, but I think that like if there's things that are going to help your mental health, and your mental health is the one thing that's restricted you from evolving in this lifetime, or like healing past wounds is the one thing that has restricted you up until now, like that's the one thing to work on. That's the one thing to fix or change or to get help for, because that's the one thing that helps you realize something is not as bad as it was in your head. So for some of you, if it's not an external thing that was placing these restrictions or all of this on you, it was quite literally your own mind. And that's part of what you're breaking out of to have this glow up, because it's a domino effect. Because your mental health, once you fix it or work on it, you realize this, nothing else is, like everything else starts to fall into place, because this was the root cause of the problem. Number 7, what is one small physical change you should make to your daily routine to anchor this glow in the 3D? This definitely feels like making new friends, you know, putting yourself out there, new connections, new hobbies. Maybe if you don't know people in this place, it's like going to classes, signing up for like a cooking class or an art class, or going to the library. Like public libraries have like free classes that you can join with other people, book clubs. But this feels like in the real world. This doesn't feel like online, because this feels like you need to get out of your head or get out of your house or get out into the physical world around you. So this feels like quite literally a little change is like mingling with people, making new friends, new connections, finding like-minded people. Maybe this is even like an AA group or a group of other people that are going through something similar to you, or have, for some of you, I'm hearing like a divorce group, or like a grief session with other people that have lost a loved one. Like there's something here of finding like-minded people in the physical world. But for those of you, if you don't want to join a club or a group or something, then it's just making friends. It just boils down to just make friends. Go out there and meet people. Even if it's one person, I think that would, and that's the whole question. It's a small physical change in your 3D that will really help you jumpstart this glow up. So even like a friend, one connection could really help you feel better about yourself and help you get out of your head about something. And then we have this. Okay, these came out together for what is the first tangible gift or opportunity this new version of you is going to attract? Quite literally, it's getting rid of the burdens, getting rid of whatever was suppressing you, getting rid of the weight of the world that was on your shoulder that was holding you back. And this feels like a gift that you're giving to yourself, because for a lot of you, I mean, I'm not sensing this as a gift that is like a tangible thing that you can hold or feel. I mean, sorry, you can feel it. You can't hold it. You can't touch it. You can't carry it around. It's not like, you know, $1 million falling into your lap. It's not like, it's not a physical thing, but it is a gift that you're giving to yourself because you are removing the burdens. You're removing the weight of the world off of you, or you're tackling your mental health, or you're doing the one thing that was draining you. I'm seeing it as like an anchor. Imagine you have an anchor that is tied to your legs, to your foot or something, right? Like it's tied around your ankle and it's just dragging you down, and it's always just been this weight that's just holding you underwater. So this tangible thing that you're doing for yourself is you're cutting off that anchor and you're finally floating. You finally don't have the weight of something drowning you. So that's why it feels like it's something you're giving to yourself. And even this Page of Cups, I feel like it's you. You're giving yourself the opportunity to cut off that anchor. You're giving yourself this opportunity to feel love, to feel excitement, to put yourself out there, to be sociable. That's not the right way to say that. You're allowing yourself to be social, but it's like this newfound love, this newfound compassion and empathy and newfound nurturing that you're giving to yourself. And that is what's allowing the weight to be removed. And that is what is allowing you to have this new beginning for yourself. So this really feels like a you to you. And again, I said that in the very beginning, like something you're doing, it's having a pretty much like a full domino effect on multiple aspects of your life. And that is the glow up that is coming for you and that spirit is advising for you. So that's what I'm seeing. Group 3. Oh, okay. Success. Field mouse. Believe in yourself and dare to dream big. Yes, that's literally what we're saying, right? Because you have to get started on something. You have to cut that anchor off. The universe is not cutting it off for you. Yes, they're going to meet you halfway. Yes, they're going to provide for you, but you have to take that first step to meet them halfway, or to start to tackle something internally, or to start this change externally. Chameleon, soul tribe, it is safe to be seen. This also feels like friendships, companionships, or this is like it's safe for you to acknowledge your soul. It's safe for you to acknowledge who you are underneath this human body. It's safe for you to come out. The color blue definitely feels significant, and you were drawn to the blue deck because like this blue chameleon, this blue jacket. Snake. Let me move this for now. We have snake with Kundalini rising. Channel your creative passion and sensuality. Welcome the transformation. Yes, that is sloth. Digital detox. Recalibrate, rest, and recharge, or reset and recharge. For some of you, maybe there's a need for you to like detox from social media, get away from social media, because that could also be hindering your mental health and just hindering your overall wake-up call. Like you're living in some kind of an alternate reality with social media. Okay, you guys, that's everything that I'm seeing. Group 3, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support and for watching this. If you want to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. And if you're interested in exclusive content, go ahead and check out my Patreon. There is almost 70 readings on there of like in-depth pick a card readings from over the months, over the years. So, well, yeah, over the years, over 1 year. And then I had some random readings from the past. But anyway, go check it out. There's a lot of content over there. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this High Priestess with the purple Seer Stone and the Zenned Out Journey Tarot and the Astrological Association of the Moon, this is your group. Hello, group number 4. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you for all of your support here on my channel. I'm sure you can tell that my hands look different. It is a different day. I'm actually recording group 3 and 4 like a couple weeks after I recorded the intro group 1 and group 2. I had recorded them and then I kind of put them on the back burner because then I recorded other readings, and then I kind of just I knew I was gonna finish up this video at some point in time, but it's been a couple weeks. So if the energy feels different, if I feel different, if my hands look different, it's because it's been quite some time. But I tried to recreate this as much as I could to match it exactly as it was the first time around. Okay, so let's get into it. I will give you this. I'm actually not gonna say all of these just yet because I found that in the other groups, as I'm like pulling the cards, I found myself repeating every single one of these like a million times. So I'm gonna let you look at it. You can pause if you want to read through it quickly before I get into it, but this is what we're gonna be answering. There are 8 questions for you today, and yeah, so we're gonna answer all of these. I'm gonna go through it one by one as we get into your reading, but for now, I'm just gonna put it back down. With this High Priestess, there could be something your intuition is saying to you. For some of you, this could be an intuitive glow up that you are having. Maybe it's not like physical, maybe it's not like emotional, but it's like a spiritual awakening that you're currently going through or that you are about to go through. Because this High Priestess has her third eye, and that feels like a third eye activation. So yeah, we'll have to see what this is talking about. I'm not getting anything else other than this is something spiritual. I have my astro dice here. So first I want to ask, what area of this life is this glow up happening in? So is this glow up, like I said, physical, emotional, spiritual? Is it career? Is it love? Like what area of group 4's life is this glow up happening in? Whoops. 4th house. Oh my gosh, 4th house on the moon. And you literally chose High Priestess, which is the moon card, and Cancer energy. So you have Cancer, the moon, out here multiple times. That could be a specific placement for you. Maybe you have a lot of Cancer in your chart. But yeah, this definitely feels like an internal change, an internal shift, internal glow up. And I do think that it is very much a spiritual glow up as well. So I feel like this is not necessarily like an external glow up. Because I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you're already happy with your external life. Like maybe you're happy with where you live and like what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So this feels more like an internal change and an internal glow up that is happening. We have Taurus here. So Taurus, you could have Taurus in the 4th house. Some of you could have a Taurus moon. You could have your moon in your 4th house. Now, 4th house is Cancer. So we have Cancer here. We have moon with Cancer, and then we have the High Priestess, which is moon. And also, we could view this as Cancer as well. So this is like a very deep-rooted transformation that's happening for you, a very deep-rooted glow up. I always refer to the 4th house as like the basement of your life, the basement of your chart, the basement of like who you are, because it's your structure. It's your very foundation that you have built your life on. So it's also like the most private part of you. You don't show everyone your basement. You don't show everyone the darkest nooks and crannies that live beneath the surface. And I think that this transformation, this glow up is really happening in like that dark underworld that you don't necessarily allow people to come into or that you don't necessarily show to people. I definitely think you're becoming very wise, very spiritually evolved. And I think it'll slowly like leak. That's the word that's coming through. It's going to slowly leak out into your, I just saw 222, which is also the number of the High Priestess. It's slowly going to leak out into your external world. I don't know why that word leak is coming through like that. So maybe you are kind of secretive in the first place. Like maybe you don't really share your internal world or share your spiritual evolutions or your upgrades with all the people around you. But there's something here, like you're really keeping something secret. You're keeping it hidden. And maybe slowly from time to time, some of it might leak, but you're really keeping it contained. But I do think for a lot of you, you could already live a nice life because Taurus is really making me think of like luxury, 2nd house energy about your values, your possessions. But Taurus always feels like old money to me, just wealth, abundance, quiet wealth, like, wealth whispers energy. So you could already be living a good external life or a good like physical life around you, but it's your internal world, specifically your emotions that are going through your emotions, your spiritual side, um, that are going through this glow up here. And for a lot of you, you could have like a dual aspect to yourself. Like there's a world, there's a version of you that you show to the public, to the external world around you, but then there's a version of you that you have on the inside. There's a version of you that you don't show to that many people. And I think this glow up is happening in the version that is inside of you, like deeply rooted inside of like that basement analogy. For some of you, you could have your North Node in Cancer. That's a very specific astrological placement. And then you would have your South Node in Capricorn, meaning in this lifetime, your purpose is to evolve into allowing that emotional safety, emotional fulfillment, and you're stepping away from that cold work structure, hustle mentality, and you're stepping into more of like an emotional and emotionally fulfilling life or a lifestyle. Interesting. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm sensing, but I do need more information, so I'm going to get into your deck. Now, I am pulling cards a little bit differently for this group, or not just this group, for this reading. Normally, I'm like shuffling my deck and I allow the cards to kind of fall out naturally, but this time I'm actually going to split the deck and I'm going to take like, I'm going to read it like that. Okay, group. Oh my God, I just realized you're group 4 and you got the 4th house. The 4th house also has to do with your mom, like the mother energy in your life. So maybe for some of you, you're healing some kind of mother wounds. You could also be healing like internal childhood wounds, your inner child somehow. Family roots, healing family dynamics, healing ancestral trauma, ancestral patterns, something like that. Okay, let's give it 2 more shuffles. 1. Okay, that was more like 4, but that's fine. Okay, do I take this? Do I not take this? Do I take this? Do I not take? You know what? I'm not going to take it. I know I like kind of cheated. I looked at it and I don't want to take it. Okay. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe in the future of this reading, in like 10 minutes, I'll take it. I don't know. Okay. So first, let's answer the first question. What part of your old self is currently being stripped away to make room for this new update? 7 of Wands. I'll keep the cards. If there's a reversal, I'll keep it in the reverse, but I'll probably flip it upright as I'm reading it. But I'll read it as it's reversed and how it's impacting you. Okay, number 2, where is this new confidence coming from? Is it coming from past healing, new talent, spiritual connections? Ooh, okay, interesting. King of Cups. Whoa. I could interpret this in 2 ways, and I hope I don't forget, because I want to pull out all my cards first. Okay, number 3, how is your internal shift / change going to reflect in your external world? 7 of Cups. Number 4, what are you no longer willing to tolerate now that your frequency / energy has shifted? Lots of Cups and lots of 7s. Well, 2 7s, but yeah, again, we're seeing a lot of water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Okay, number 5, what is a strength you've always had? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, what is a strength? I don't know why I had to count it like that. Clearly there's 4. Maya, what is going on? Number 5, what is a strength you've always had that you are finally ready to use? 6 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, number 6, what is a specific door that was previously locked but is now wide open because of your new vibration? Queen of Swords. Number 7, what is one small physical change you should make to your daily routine to anchor this glow in the 3D? Five of Cups. Oh, wow. There's a very specific energy coming through for this group. And then number 8, what is the first tangible gift or opportunity this new version of you is going to attract? Four of Swords. I want to clarify this Four of Swords. Judgment. Okay, so let's go through everything now. So, yeah, very specific energy. And I think it really has everything to do with your emotional world. Maybe for some of you, you've suppressed your emotions, or you have a hard time tapping into your emotions, or you're very logical. And I feel like this is stripping that away. It is like removing your logic, because I think Spirit wants you to know that like your logical mind could actually be like somehow sabotaging something in your life, or just sabotaging emotions, sabotaging emotional connections, because it feels like this energy is really all about your emotions and you tapping into your emotional world. And I think your emotional world kind of goes hand in hand with your spiritual world. Okay, so first question, what part of your old self is currently being stripped away to make room for this new update? Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of being defensive. If we read it upright, this is specifically Mars in Leo energy, so it's very defensive, it's on guard, it doesn't really allow its guard down, you know, it's very strict in that sense, but it's like, it's never at peace, it's never like fulfilled, because it's always like, it's always on guard. You know what I mean? Like it's always stressed, or it's always like having these intense boundaries. It doesn't let anyone past its boundaries. It's always defending or fighting something or trying to prove something. But it feels like this is you to your emotional world. I think you're very like defensive about your emotions, or you don't really emotions or spirituality. It's like you don't let them in a way. And it feels like you're always on guard when it comes to that. And I think that in this lifetime, part of your purpose that I think this glow up is helping you in is that you're meant to allow yourself to tap into your emotions more freely, and like allow your emotions in. But also I think spirituality as well. And the reason I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand with this group is because when you're very logical, you're very defensive, and you're very on guard, I think not only do you dismiss your emotions, but you also dismiss your intuition, saying like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense, or like, that's not logical, or, you know, like fighting your intuition. And just pretty much like your ego or your brain, your 3D human self is really going against it, trying to fight it off, not listening to it. And I think you could do that for both your emotions and your intuition. And the old part of you that is being stripped away for this glow up, for this emotional, spiritual glow up, is you putting your guard down, you destroying these walls that were keeping these emotions out, or that were keeping the spiritual awakenings, the signs, the synchronicities, all of these things, keeping it out. And that's very important, because if you're constantly being surrounded by walls, especially like walls around your heart, walls around your logic, and you're not allowing anything to come in, then it's like, yeah, it'll never get in, right? Like we can't penetrate through these walls. But I think you're realizing like you've lived a long life without allowing your emotions to come in. And maybe this is rooted, again, we have that fourth house, which does talk about like childhood wounds or things from your past. Maybe this is deeply rooted from, for some of you, deeply rooted from something you've experienced in this lifetime. And that's caused you to be very emotionally closed off, very intuitively closed off. And then for others of you, it's very much just how you were born in this world. I mean, if you really have your South Node, like if your North Node is in Cancer, then you were already born with your South Node in Capricorn, and there's like not much you can do about it. That's kind of how just your soul and your brain is wired in this lifetime, is to gravitate towards structure, gravitate towards, you know, blocking out your emotions, because Capricorn is very structured. Capricorn doesn't get swayed with its emotions. And but I feel like one quality that I always feel with a South Node in Capricorn is like, say in previous lifetimes you didn't allow yourself to get emotionally invested, right? And maybe you never really had a family. Maybe you never really had like genuine friendships. Maybe you never found love. You know, it's because it feels like you would have pushed people away because you were never letting them in emotionally. It feels like that from a previous lifetime energy. And I think you are kind of bringing that into this lifetime, but in this lifetime, you're meant to allow love to come in because your soul just can't live like that anymore. And it feels like in the past, you know, your soul, maybe it did learn whatever lessons it needed to learn out of that structure and that disciplined hustle mentality or that work energy. But it's like it got everything it needed to get out of it. And now it's seeking love and companionship and emotional fulfillment and maybe even spiritual fulfillment in this lifetime. You know, because even with that Capricorn energy, Earth is very practical, realistic. Even air signs, very practical, realistic. You could have air signs. You know, I guess that Justice card that I put away, it could kind of make sense because it's Libra energy. But even air, it's all about your logic. So you could be somebody who just denies either emotions because it goes against your logic or it goes against the structures that you're building in this lifetime, or it like hinders your progress somehow, or you just feel like spirituality or spiritual things in this world just don't exist because your logical mind dismisses it. Anyway, it feels like that's the part of your old self that is being stripped away, because if you have these walls up, this new glow up that's emotional and spiritual is not coming in. So you have to break these walls down in order for it to come in. And what's so interesting is where is this new confidence coming from? Like, where is this? I'm not necessarily viewing this as confidence. It could be, but I'm viewing this as like what triggered these walls to come down? Like, what is triggering this glow up for group 4? And this feels like love. Like, it quite literally is the King of Cups. And the two scenarios I got in the very beginning, it's like either you found somebody that you are falling in love with, or there's like a connection that is like opening you up. Because I'm not necessarily seeing this as, it's like either you fell in love with someone or someone is falling in love with you. Like there's some kind of a soul connection and a romantic connection, whether it's someone pursuing you or you realizing, wow, like this person has really like broken through all my walls, and maybe love does exist. Maybe this type of energy does exist. And if that exists, then maybe all these signs and spiritual aspects of things also exist. It almost feels like you're in this position of like, well, if this exists, then this must exist too. You know, like if I'm feeling this love towards somebody, or there is like a legitimate soul connection that I'm sensing with someone, then maybe there's the spiritual side of it must exist too. So maybe the signs and synchronicities also exist too. It's like, that's why it feels so hand in hand for this group. Obviously, if that doesn't resonate with you and you're not viewing it as hand in hand, then just view it as either emotions or a spiritual awakening. But I do think for a majority of you, it's blended in together. It's leaking into each other. And it's interesting, I got the word leaking earlier. Like some container is not able to hold something in anymore, and we see so much water. Literally almost all of these cups have water leaking out of it. So it just feels like you can't dismiss something anymore. You can't hide your feelings or even your intuition about something anymore. And that's what makes you have this wake-up call and triggers you to lower the guard, to lower these walls, to allow yourself to see, what is this? Like, I think you're very curious about it. And the King of Cups normally talks about a very emotionally intelligent person. But in this scenario, I'm seeing it as like you ultimately become emotionally intelligent, you know, whether you're a king or a queen. I don't think it really matters. You will become emotionally intelligent and even spiritually intelligent, spiritually evolved. But it starts with this, and this is what's triggering you. A person or a relationship is heavily triggering you, and that's what's going to start this emotional glow up that you are experiencing. Also with Taurus here, you could have a lot of Taurus placements, because Taurus is the immovable bull. It's the slowest sign. It doesn't budge. It doesn't move. It doesn't change. It is very set in stone. And that's also what this feels like. It feels like you were very set in stone about this specific topic for a very long time, but somebody comes in, some emotional situation, some person comes in, and it's now directly challenging what you've always thought to be true, or the life you've always lived, or like, yeah, the beliefs you've always had. They're really challenging that. And because one thing is being challenged, other aspects of it also have to be challenged, because that's just how your brain works. And now you're sitting there questioning a lot of things about how you were once living your life. But I think this trigger, like whoever is triggering this, it's shining the light on what caused it in the first place. And I think a lot of you are realizing, like, what am I really afraid of here? Is it, fourth house childhood energy? Is it an unhealed childhood wound? Is it my inner child? Is it my mom? For some of you, there's like some kind of mother wounds here, or is it like a parental dynamic? Like, what is it that's really triggering? Or sorry, not what's triggering. It's like, what is it that always caused me to build my life this way, to think this way, to act and react this way? So, yeah, it definitely feels like a specific connection is really triggering you, group 4. Okay, but to answer, like, where is this newfound confidence coming from? It's again this person. Like, there is someone here, and this person is making you feel good. They're making you feel happy, and that's kind of where this confidence comes from, because you're like, wait a second, why am I laughing at all their jokes? Why am I wanting to see them? Why am I wanting to go on dates with them? Why am I like feeling love in my heart? Or like, why are all the signs and synchronicities coming true? 11:11, as I'm saying that, on my time. So it's like, that is what's giving you confidence. It's not just triggering you and waking you up, but it's giving you the confidence to remove these bricks one by one, to allow this emotional and spiritual energy to come into your life, and it makes you feel good. And that's what's going to cause you to rethink a lot of things about how you were living up until now. I also think a lot of you are realizing during this situation that material fulfillment and like financial independence and all of these things in the material world, it's not complete fulfillment. I think for a lot of you, whenever this energy comes into your life, you realize this is the one thing you've always been missing, this emotional connection with somebody, or like this intuitive energy, like whatever this is. It's like, that's the one thing your soul has been missing out on for so long. Keep in mind, even past lifetimes too, if you resonate with that South Node in Capricorn. Like your soul has been neglecting love or connections or emotional fulfillment for so long that this is literally like a breath of fresh air. Like you're literally like leaking. That's like the worst analogy that just popped into my mind. It's like a terrible image, but it's like you're like, oh my God, like what am I feeling? Like where is this coming from? And you're gonna be happy about it, because the King of Cups is emotionally fulfilled. And you're gonna be happy how this person makes you feel, or you're going to be happy this person came into your life, and I feel like you want to indulge in it now. Okay, number 3, how is your internal shift / change going to reflect in your external world? We have the 7 of Cups. This is quite literally making me think of like massive emotional fulfillment, because all of these cups have different colored water coming out of it, and it looks like a rainbow. Normally the 7 of Cups talks about confusion. I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go from here. But this is feeling like fulfillment. This is quite literally feeling like a lot of your cups are fulfilled. The rainbow is making me think of emotional happiness. So your internal shift going to reflect in your external world. You're seeing life through different eyes. There's literally an eye here. You're seeing life through a different lens. You're seeing that there is good in the world, or that there is more to something. You could have always struggled with like finding the bigger picture, or like, what is my real purpose? And like, or this is it, like there's no spirituality, there's no higher purpose to anything, there's no love out here. Like, I feel like you were in a very narrow mindset about these two topics. But the moment you start to allow yourself to indulge in it, you're realizing, whoa, the world is very different. And there's a lot of love out here. There's a lot of love to receive. There's a lot of love to give. There's a lot of happiness to be found. I think you're also realizing like something about your emotional unfulfillment was self-inflicted. And again, that directly goes back to whatever this fourth house wound is that it needs to be healed. Like something in your private internal world was these are self-inflicted wounds that you're realizing. And yeah, you just realize like life can be good. I also think you're realizing like you have the power in your hands. Like this person is holding the cup in their hand. And then we see all these cups that look like the rainbow. So it's like you have this power within your hand to do something. And that whenever you change your internal mindset, release these internal blocks, it drastically changes your external reality and how you view things in the external world. I feel like you're meant to be a very spiritual person, group 4. You're very spiritually evolved, like in previous life, or like your soul is spiritually evolved, but it feels like in previous lifetimes, you didn't hit the mark on your spiritual evolution. And in this lifetime, you're really meant to spiritually evolve, have that spiritual glow up. And yeah, whatever is happening internally is reflecting externally with that 7 of Cups. It's interesting because I'm seeing you doing such a drastic 360, because I see you like this old version of yourself was very skeptical, maybe even about like divination, tarot reading, psychics, like what I'm doing here. You're very skeptical about it and like this whole spirituality thing. But it's like when this part of you is awakened, you're realizing, oh my God, like I actually possess spiritual gifts, and you could even get into divination of your own, or like predictions of your own. Maybe some of you are psychic, but it's always been suppressed. Because I'm seeing like that drastic change of like incredibly skeptical to like picking up your own deck because of what you're experiencing. What are you no longer willing to tolerate now that your frequency/energy has shifted? You're no longer allowing yourself to be emotionally drained. Look at this. This was you from the past. You were just giving yourself the bare minimum to survive emotionally or spiritually. Just the bare minimum was dropping into your cups. But once you, I cannot speak for this group, I'm so tongue twisted. But when you experience this love, this rainbow, this spiritual awakening, you can never go back to the drought. So it's like you'll never allow yourself to tolerate less than this waterfall, less than being completely emotionally fulfilled or completely spiritually fulfilled, spiritually evolved. You won't allow yourself to go to less than that ever again, because you're realizing just how much of a lack that put you in. I also think you're realizing it's just not you, because your soul is a wise soul. You're just not meant to be someone who's not spiritually evolved in this lifetime. And you're a lover. I think deep down, the boundary or the inability to show love or receive love was definitely rooted by some deep fear. But deep down, you're a lover. You're a big lover. You've always have been. And I think it's like once you allow your heart to open up, you can never go back to closing your heart up again, because it's just you, and it feels so good to love and to allow emotions to come into your life and to allow love. If there is a specific connection that's triggering this, you can never go back to like being cynical about love or being alone and isolating yourself emotionally. And, you can never go back to that. Once you know love, you can never go back to running away from it. But I do think there's a specific person that's triggering this. And you can never go back to a life before you knew their love, before you knew what it was like to love them and to be loved by them. I do think for a lot of you, this person is waking you up. It's causing your emotional glow up because the universe sent a very specific person, and this was like the only person that could break through your walls somehow. Maybe you're very like spiritually connected to them as well. Yeah, you can never go back to that. You're no longer willing to tolerate that from your past. Now, next question. What is a strength you've always had that you're finally ready to use? Oh, okay. I don't really like this song. It's not a song I listen to, but it's just always like on the radio. I don't even listen to the radio that often, but it's like always just around. The song Ordinary. I don't even know who it's by, but that I'm thinking about that song now. What are the words? We found something so ordinary. You got me kissing the ground like a sanctuary. Like that's literally what you are feeling about somebody or about a relationship that's coming into your life group for. What am I answering? Oh yeah, what is a strength you've always had that you're finally ready to use? Literally equal give and take. Nurturing. You've always had it in you to nurture someone, to love someone, to give back to someone emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of the above. Like you've always had it in you to really grow and nurture and like build something with somebody else. Equal give and take. And I think you've always, deep down, group 4, I feel like you've always wanted love. You've always wanted this genuine, like soulmate relationship. And you've always had it in you to give this and to receive this. And now you're finally, since these walls are coming down, you're finally allowing yourself to tap into it and to embrace it. And that's another reason you can never go back to like that dismissive, cold-hearted, or like spiritually skeptical person that you used to be. Because even this, if this is not a person or a relationship, this is like you giving back spiritually to your soul, to yourself, maybe giving back spiritually to the community, maybe picking up your own deck and providing your own spiritual guidance. It's like you always had it in you to be a part of whatever this is, whether it's emotional or spiritual, and to give it back to someone else or to the collective. And that's what's going to make you so fulfilled, so happy. And you can just never go back to ignoring that part of you or dismissing that part of you ever again. What is a specific door that was previously locked but is now wide open because of your new vibration? Quite literally, your emotions. The Queen of Swords, she's incredibly logical. You know, she does not get tapped into her emotions, King or Queen of Swords. They don't get tapped into their emotions. They don't. But here's the thing. Upright, this card is healthy. It's a card about discernment. It's a card about like balancing your head and your heart, but not allowing your emotions to take control of you. But I mean, in the reverse, it's obsessively, it's like obsessively and almost like in a very toxic manner dismissing feelings, dismissing emotions, like truly to the point where you're just like, it doesn't exist. It's like a very toxic way of using your logic and your mind. And you're finally getting out of that. And I think you're realizing like this was a defense mechanism because that's where these walls came up from. Like it's all a defense for truly like healing, or to not heal or to not acknowledge or like something from your 4th house. It was always a defense mechanism. And now you're realizing, I don't want to live like that. I can't live like that anymore. It's like once you like experience something sweet, you can't go back to denying that it never existed. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you were colorblind and then you wake up to this person, this connection, this spiritual awakening, and you finally see color. And then it's like, now you can't go back to denying that color doesn't exist. Because maybe for the longest time you were seeing the world in black and white and you truly believed into your core, like everything in the world is just black and white and color does not exist. But then suddenly you see color. You see the entire freaking rainbow. And now you're just like, wait a second. Like something was really in my head. Something was a defense mechanism. I forced myself to believe in something to protect myself. But now, since I've seen the entire rainbow, I can't go back to forcing myself to think that everything is black and white and color doesn't exist. Like that's what I'm sensing. You cannot go back to believing something doesn't exist because now you have experienced it firsthand. But it actually like puts the mirror up to you. It shows you a reflection of what caused that in the first place? Why were you colorblind for 20 plus years of your life? Why were you acting a certain way for so long? So it really brings up this reflection for you to figure this out and to like heal this. And that's why it's a strength, or no, that's why it's a specific door that was previously locked, but now it's wide open, you know, for this Queen of Swords to come out upright. Aw. In this Queen of Swords, this person's hair is pink and they're wearing like colorful shorts, a pink shirt. This feels like not only are you witnessing the rainbow. Oh my God, now I'm thinking about the Skittles ad, Taste the Rainbow. Not only are you like witnessing that there's a rainbow, but you are making it a part of your identity, because it's always been a part of your identity, but you were neglecting it, you were dismissing it. It's always been you deep down, but now that you've experienced it, had this awakening, now it's who you are, and now you can never go back for it to not be a part of your identity or not be how you move in this world moving forward. It's having like such a massive imprint on you because it's always been a part of you. You just had black and white glasses on and you were dismissing to see it. But there's a person, absolutely, that is ripping those glasses off of you. And you can never go back to the life that you were living before. I also think that if you try to go back to like meaningless connections or having your walls up or denying things spiritually, it just feels like noise. It just feels like static. Because once you've seen the rainbow, you can never go back. You can't go back to like meaningless connections. Because if this is like a soulmate that's coming in and they're opening your eyes for this emotional glow up to show you that a soulmate exists, then it's like you can't go back to like temporary hookups. You can't go back to temporary connections. Everything just feels like white noise and it's not fulfilling. So it really is changing like a lot of things in your life. Okay, yes, number 7. What is one small physical change you should make in your daily routine to anchor this glow up in the 3D? I feel like this is you, right? Like the cups are spilling, it's empty, there's nothing in there. But look at the 2 cups in the back. They're overflowing. And I feel like that's the little change in your 3D, is to just allow something. You don't even have to like, you know, wake up and you're a believer and you're just jumping into something head on. But it's like, just keep the door open, just little by little, you know, don't keep draining your cups. Let's allow the emotions or the spiritual awakening to come into our life. Let's maybe lower just one wall, just remove one brick and see how it goes. But I think it's like, again, it comes back to you. You have to allow yourself to accept the emotions or the spiritual things that are happening here. Because if not, then the cups are never going to be filled and you're going to go back to this defensive energy. So that's a little thing you can do, is don't be so skeptical, you know, don't have that immediate skeptical response to something. Or maybe even ask yourself the deeper question of like, where does this stem from? Why do I feel like this? What is the truth to what I feel? And I think it really just comes back to embracing something, because this is making me think of the 2 of Cups, which is a soulmate card. Even this, 2 hands coming together, it's like, just be open to it. You don't have to dive in, but just open the door. The door has been locked for a very long time. Just open it and see what happens. And then these 2 are for the last question. What is the first tangible gift or opportunity this new version of yourself is going to attract? For one, Judgment is literally a wake-up call. So you're attracting the spiritual awakening that is coming into your life. But also there's 2 people on this card. So even this feels like like-minded people, like-minded groups, or that specific soulmate that we're talking about. You're allowing them to come into your life. And this feels like peace of mind, because the 4 of Swords is a period of rest. It's a period of healing. It's a period of introspective energy. And it's also a period of surrendering. In traditional 4 of Swords, the person is laying down in a church You know, they're in a church and they're just, it's like, I'm allowing this healing to happen. I'm allowing this transformation to happen. I'm surrendering to whatever this is. I'm not going to fight it anymore. I'm laying my swords down and I'm going to allow this to come in. But yeah, it really feels like you're attracting change. You're attracting peace of mind. You're also attracting fulfillment. And you're attracting your higher self to come into your life. You're attracting the universe to come in. You're attracting signs and synchronicities. You're attracting your guides to help you. You're really like saying to the universe, hey, I'm ready. I'm going to open this door and let's see what happens. You're really attracting the wake-up call emotionally and spiritually. And it puts you on a whole new path. New path with new people, with a new mindset. And there's that eye again. This eye keeps following you. It was in the intro card with the High Priestess, your third eye being activated. You're seeing the truth of your life. You're seeing the rainbow with the eye here. And then here's the eye again. It really like helps you get on the right path and helps you see the truth about yourself, the truth about your life, the truth about the deeper reasons for something. But yeah, okay, that's what I'm seeing, group 4. I hope that made sense. And if you stuck around to the end, I'm hoping it resonated with you. But since this is talking about an emotional glow up, spiritual glow up, definitely check out another group if you felt, you know, drawn to a different group. Maybe there's like something in the physical world that's also changing, or like an external glow up as well. Maybe there's multiple things happening for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get some advice for group 4. Oh my gosh, you're kidding. Golden Unicorn Ascension, awaken to your soul's potential. Literally, your soul is this golden unicorn. Your soul, you have an old soul, incredibly wise, incredibly spiritual. And you're ready, Spirit is saying you're ready to awaken to your soul's potential. Ascension, wow. Oh, okay. Bear, you are the light. It's safe to step fully into your light. I'm feeling both of these really go hand in hand. This is you here on earth, and this is your spiritual side. Frog, stepping into your own power. Don't take a back seat in your story. It's time to step up. Aw, Otter, initiations. Be open through this transitional time. Okay, group 4, that is what I'm seeing for you. I hope this was helpful. If you want to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me. It's in the description below. If you're interested in exclusive content from me, go ahead and check out my Patreon. It's also in the description below. And Patreon literally has like 70 plus in-depth pick a card readings. And the viewers get to suggest the monthly readings and everyone votes. So it's very personalized over there, and it's like a smaller collective. So almost every reading feels like a private reading, or so I've heard. But yes, thank you so much, you guys. Take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.